It's all eyes now. So a lot of people have already come in. India won the toss, decided to bat first. It's a very good morning to Ian Bishop, Sean Pollock. Bish, India?
Yeah, same team, and they'll depend heavily on Rohit's aggression at the top, and a lot of eyes will be feasting on this to find out if Virat Kohli can finally hit his best form. Surya Kumar Yadav has been outstanding. Dubey, if he gets a chance with the bat, will want to sort of reinvent and regurgitate some of the form he's been showing before, and the bowlers have been superb.
Yeah, from a South African perspective, well, they'll be hoping for a little bit more form at the top of the order. Quinton de Kock has been superb throughout the tournament. Hendricks and Markham found a little something in the semi-final. Plenty of firepower. Klaasen, Miller, Stubbs and Jansen in the middle overs. And then the demolition squad of Jansen, Maharaj, Rabada and Nortje and Shamsi have been the backbone of the 7 victories and the success so far in this tournament.
All set. Start of the World Cup final. Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli will come out to bat in good batting conditions. His pitch looks good. There's a lot of rolling. Will get slower as the game progresses. So a good toss to win from India's point of view. Both captains mentioned they would have wanted to bat first. Rohit Sharma, he's been in good games, especially in the last couple of games against Australia and England. Centuries against Australia and England. Carry on from where he left. He's made his intentions very clear from the outset, and alongside him, Virat Kohli. He might have not got runs out as yet, but these are batting conditions that should suit him. What you want to see is some good shot selection and cricketing shots being played. I think he's at his best when he does that.
And Marco Jansen, just the 6 wickets in the tournament so far, but 3 for 16 in the semi-final against Afghanistan. So starting to hit his straps, starting to feel comfortable at the back end of the tournament, and that's what you want. They're really looking forward to this battle. Rohit Sharma in the 50-over World Cup in Kolkata took the attack to Jansen. He tried to set the tone against the inexperienced left-hander. Will he do the same today, or can Jansen come up with a different plan?
What do you think the lens will be, Polly? Will he look for swing early doors?
He does. He'll, with this breeze coming across the ground, he should get it to shape into the right hand. You can see he's got a leg slip in place, so he would prefer to be slightly back of a length to Sharma. But he does play that pull shot, Sharma, very well, so he'll be looking for anything that he can latch onto.
Here we go. It's Jansen. Nice sound. And the ball hit the bat. Interesting to see. We've normally seen some two-pace tracks in this tournament. So rather interesting to see if the batsman can hit on the up on the surface and hit through the line. It's a strong breeze blowing across the ground. You see a screen, it's from right to left, so it will aid the left arm in bringing the ball in. Oh, lovely shot. Just opening the face of the blade, just easing it through the offside. And a first boundary for Virat Kohli.
Yeah, you touched on the fact that he hasn't been in the best of touch, but that'll be a wonderful delivery to get first up. Juicy, it's with a bit of width on offer as well, just opens the face, and he's off and running. Is Virat Kohli very conscious of trying to get his feet into the right position, wary that the left-hander will be shaping a target in the stumps, but he dealt with that one superbly.
Four more, beautifully played off his legs. That was sweet. Again overpitched. This time the onside boundary.
You can't fault Marco Jansen for looking to bowl full early on to find out if the ball is swinging, but by now he should understand what the length needs to be. Maybe a touch too full for 3 deliveries consecutively, so can he pull it back, not short, but maybe on to a good length.
2 good cricketing shots to start off. Balance good. More runs, this time through the offside. He'll get another couple. So it's a good start for India. Already into double figures. And it looks a very good pitch.
Your point's so valid, Bish. You would think the South Africans would have touched on the fact that Virat Kohli hasn't been able to find much form, and that you need to make the start for him as difficult as possible. And they haven't done that. It's been genuine half volleys that have been clipped away both offside and leg side. Virat Kohli will be feeling very comfortable after 3 deliveries. He hasn't had to force the issue. He's already got himself to 10, and he'll feel like his timing and his feet are moving nicely.
Aidan Markham said it looks a dry pitch. See how it behaves as the game progresses.
As was out there, I was out there. They hope that they put in enough work, but every time the batter of the strikers and takes off, Virat is tapping down the footmarks where they've run on the surface.
Down the ground this time, again overpitched. And another boundary. 3 boundaries in the first over for Kohli. And India off to a flyer, 15 for the loss.
For the spinners, this should tell us.
Oh, that's in the air and will race away to the boundary. Runs coming thick and fast here for India. Just a little bit of width.
That was the critical thing that Maharaj will look to tighten up as he goes through this over. Try to bowl at the stumps with only a long off and a deep mid-wicket in play. There's little margin for error. Great start for India.
More runs, reverse sweep. Intentions clear. Consecutive boundaries for the captain.
Yeah, this is brilliant from Rohit Sharma. I think Maharaj will be conscious with the breeze coming across the ground that maybe the shot over extra cover is the one he might look to execute. So just holding back of a length. But Sharma just quickly, they play so many important games in the IPL and so many important games for India, and they have definitely settled better of the 2 so far.
And from India's point of view, they'll be happy that without taking risks, they've got the boundaries, which is what you want. I thought there was too much improvising, especially from Kohli earlier in the tournament. And you have the range of shots both these players have. You can play those cricketing shots, just get into good positions, make the bowler bowl to you. That's in the air, taken. He's found the fielder. That's square leg, so against the run of play. This is just what South Africa wanted. They've got a wicket.
Yeah, massive wicket for the South African.
Deep mid wicket for the left-hander. That's a big wicket. In-form player. Sometimes, Kohli, when you're in your first World Cup final, the nerves are jangling. As much as you have ideas in your mind, there will be that tension.
There would have to be, it's a huge wicket because Rohit's given them those fast starts for a lot of the games here.
That's up in the air, they all go up. The umpire's having a chat. Very confident South Africa. Just seeing the body language of Rishabh Pant. He feels not too great.
Yeah, the South Africans believe his cue ended it and gone straight up into the air and that they've got their second. This would be another huge moment. Let's have a look upstairs and see.
TV umpire to director, we have an umpire review for bump ball. Front foot, bowler's feet checked, it's a fair delivery. Now spin vision please. Keep that rolling through, thank you. Okay. Keep it rolling through, just all the way to the catch, thank you. Yeah, thank you. It's clearly not hit the floor there. Thank you. Just take it all the way through to the catch. Copy, thank you. Ready with my decision for the big screen.
And immediately the length different as he goes sliding.
Yeah, slides into first base, does Kagiso Rabada. And you can see he's up for it, charging in. He's going to have to try and work things out. Here's the two big moments for the South Africans. They've shown character throughout this whole tournament. When put under pressure, they find a way to bounce back and get back into the contest. And it's Keshav Maharaj this time, who's picked up 2 wickets and just 3 or 4 deliveries. And all of the South Africans, after having a nervy start, will be feeling a little bit more comfortable about this encounter.
One thing with South Africa is they field extremely well and catch. So they can come back into the contest at any time. Not just the catching or the ground fielding. They can inflict runouts as well.
No surprise that they've gone to Kagiso Rabada. He is the one man who can hit a length consistently without even thinking about it. Jansen struggled, he was overpitched and gave away a few freebies to be placed away. But if you're asking anyone in the South African lineup, we need to hold the length, we need to be disciplined, we need to try and put our best foot forward, it would be Kagiso Rabada.
From Virat Kohli's point of view, it was ideal. Not amongst the runs, you get 3 boundaries. Nice juicy half volley there, then again on middle and leg. Easy pickings. Class player. Without taking risks, 3 boundaries.
Right, smiling, he's probably thinking to himself, I've struggled to find the middle of the bat for the whole tournament. I walk into the final thinking it might be a difficult contest and I get 3 juicy ones to start off.
Though it's how he continues, because he really has struggled in the tournament so far. Virat Kohli averaging 10.71.
What you want to see is the way he's batting now, not trying to manufacture shots by giving himself room or stepping down the track. He's got such a range of shots that he can score quickly with anything loose.
Just something we must bring to the viewers' attention is Heinrich Nortje has gone off the ground. He fielded one at mid-on. It was clipped there by Virat Kohli. I don't know if he's done any damage or maybe just cut a finger or something along those lines. But Ryan Rickleton, the 12th man, has come onto the field and they've sent him off for running repairs, and they'll be hoping that there's nothing wrong with him, because there's not many other options. It's kind of just Aiden Markram as a bowler who could bowl, and no one else to really bowl seam up.
Just so with the field set for Surya Kumar Yadav, there's a deep fine leg. It's an orthodox sort of field set with the 2 fielders out and a deep third. So that little pickup shot that he tends to get inside the line and swivel down, he's got to be aware that he's got to hit it a little bit squarer or hit it over the man at fine leg if he goes for it.
That's in the air, an opportunity. No, just over mid-on. He would have had his heart in his mouth there, Surya Kumar. Gets off the mark with a couple. Drives through the covers. And a good piece of fielding in the deep.
South Africans, they're on point with regards to their fielders. The two boundary riders, Miller and Stubbs, they are so quick across the ground. They're so committed to the cause, and that was brilliant from David Miller. Beautiful shot, given some air well outside off stump, and he controls it nicely, does Kohli. Places it. Miller comes in and prevents the boundary.
Yeah, better line this. Targeting the stumps. He's got to get onto that middle and off area.
Yeah, he'll know Virat Kohli is not a big sweeper. So the line to approach is that middle stump line. He's not going to get down and sweep it invariably. I think that's a much better line. Don't open up the offside.
Not clear there. All eyes will be on him. South Africa needed out there to bowl. Short. This time put away to the fence.
Not a great delivery. The delivery just before he bowled that, the slip came out and went into extra cover, so the offside field was a little bit more packed. You can't bowl that length. It wasn't deliberate with that line. Bad delivery.
That's where he's going to go from middle and leg. He's got a deep mid wicket as well. Nicely punched. Ample time to rock back and find the gap. Six of the over, 32 foot. He likes batting against this opposition. In the last 6 matches, he's got 5 half centuries, and the last match getting 100. South Africa will be fully aware of that.
I was interested in a point that you made this morning with your experience back in '83 with playing that World Cup final against the West Indies. West Indies had won 2 World Cups before, and India came in as the underdogs. But you said to guard against certain things, one of which is complacency. And India, obviously, both teams have not lost the game, but India have performed statistically better. It does not take South Africa out of the game because of exactly what you said.
That's in the air. Taken in the deep. Third wicket goes down. And look at Rabada. He's thrilled to bits. This is a massive blow because Surya Kumar Yadav has to steady the ship.
Touch on that wicket again, and I mentioned 2 overs ago that with Sky at the crease, you have the deep fine leg, and he's got to hit it squarer because that is his pet shot. It's smart captaincy, good bowling, good field set, and it brought the wicket.
That's on middle and leg, put away. Just reaching the boundary. Be disappointed Rabada. First ball, over pitch, middle and leg.
Yeah, he will be, Ravi. They've got a slip in place. They'll be thinking about the outside edge, a tight line. And he's been so good so far as Rabada that was a little bit of a freebie. Just too straight, almost still on the right-hander's line. And the bounce does for Stubbs, goes over his right arm.
He's a confident young man now, Akshar Patel. I think he's come to grips as to how good he is. Understands his game a lot better. Got a smart cricketing brain. He's bowled brilliantly in this tournament. Got useful runs as well. Misfield. just the single. So 7 runs in that over and a wicket after 5. It's 39 for...
Something, the spin from the Malcolm Marshall end. First 8 balls, 5 boundaries, then suddenly 3 wickets, a couple of great catches, few nerves jangling. We've had it all in the first 5 overs. Very good morning to Ian Smith and Ricky Ponting.
Morning, Harsha. Morning, Ian. Morning, all. Yes, momentum has changed and changed quickly. South Africa now up and about, bringing the bowling changes. Has to be said, it looks like a pretty good batting wicket. Looks like the ball's coming on reasonably nice. There's been a hint of spin. Maharaj, who picked up those 2 crucial wickets in his first over.
And India's umbrella batter. Every time the going stuff, it gets too hot, send out Akshar Patel, he's in. No! Hey, what else is different? It's a different Virat Kohli out there. He was throwing his bat at everything, he's playing much closer to his body.
He has to, Harsha, now, because it's about him, really. He has to manufacture an innings here, and he has to get India through to something like they were hoping for when they won the toss. Of course, those 3 setbacks will have adjusted their sights ever so slightly, but so often in the past they've relied on Virat Kohli. Well, no bigger stage than this for him to have to front up again.
He got the impression some of the earlier games he was almost in a hurry, throwing his bat at everything. This is slightly more vintage Kohli.
I thought because Rohit Sharma had played so well throughout this tournament, he felt like he had to match him at the other end, and he didn't really have to. And now that Rohit's gone early, it's just a whole new ball game for Virat. He just has to sit back and think, this is on me, I'm in, I know what's going on.
Now, I think the other thing to remember coming into the tournament was there was a bit of negativity around about Virat's strike rate. So maybe just that added pressure of that, him himself feeling that he had to do something that he's not that comfortable doing. Big moments require big players and big efforts, and that's what he's got ahead of him right now.
The power play is done. It's 45 for 3, and you've got to say the power plays belong to South Africa.
Fast.
He's bowled straight.
And this is the 7th over, Harsha. And Aidan Markram has already used 5 bowlers, including himself, which is interesting in itself. Having got 3 wickets, you thought he might have settled into something a little bit more, I don't know, predictable, but it's not. It's anything but. He just keeps throwing these different options at India.
The thing about this contest is there's 2 very good captains, Rohit Sharma and Aidan Markram. Everything happened in the power play. See, if you miss the 6 overs, you almost missed a movie. Virat Kohli, elegant as ever with the first 3 boundaries of Marco Janssen's over. Then Rohit Sharma picking up his 2 boundaries. Klaasen with the catch. Little top edge for Rishabh Pant. Then Surya Kumar Yadav. Heart in his mouth a couple of occasions before that. Rabada with the wicket.
Yeah, straight away that pace is up from Nortje. It's 141 kilometres an hour. They've used him really smartly, I think, through this World Cup. They've used him outside of the power plays, generally bowled the 7th or the 8th over. He's run in and bowled fast. He's used his short balls really well. That's what he has done.
It's a great plus for South Africa that he's rediscovered his form, Ricky. Both of us saw him through the summer months in India, and he looked very rusty. He was just coming out of injury. But that actually might have helped because he's close to, if not back at his best. It's a great contest.
He is spot on. Harsha was with me, obviously, at the Delhi Capitals, and he was coming off that groin sort of lower back issue that he had. And he was a little bit short of a gallop, no doubt about it. His pace wasn't where it is now. His pace was sort of in the mid-130s. And the fact that he didn't play meant he had about a month to actually refine and work on his action. get some speed back into his run-up, start trusting his body again. We've seen him pushing the 150 km/h barrier in this World Cup.
What they've done cleverly, especially on these surfaces, is because Keshav Maharaj is giving them a couple of overs, they've been able to bowl Nokia where he likes to bowl, which is just after their power play. 8 for 3 now, we're coming to the end of the 7th. I think Kohli will relish this challenge. There's one thing Kohli loves, it's a challenge. It's saying, look, I'll show you I can play. He's done that over the years, right? Square leg. Mid wickets drop back on the boundary. There's a square leg too. Four of that first over from Hendrik Nokia. 49 for 3.
This Axar Patel move is an interesting one for me. You might have thought right-hand, left-hand combination because they've got Dubé sitting in the hut. So I wonder at what stage India thought that they would bat him this high in the order, or whether they were influenced by the fall of those wickets.
They've done it before, so maybe he was just there, ready. Did a couple of wickets fall. Ricky, I know you wanted him actually to come out a little earlier.
Yeah, well, earlier in the tournament, Harsha, they did use him at number 4 actually, to I think to almost shelter and protect Surya Kumar from that new ball. Trying to have Surya Kumar and Dubé operating against the spinners through the middle of the innings. They decided not to today. Surya's in nice and early, and unfortunately for them, he's back in the hutch.
Ryan gets hold of it, just over for 6. I don't think it was just the batter and the bowler who had their hearts in their mouth. Everybody at the stadium did.
Well, he's sitting with the benefit of the breeze there, but he didn't time it perfectly, and so he just sat on his haunches as he played the shot. He didn't bother thinking about running. He knew it's 6 or out. It's as simple as that. Didn't really turn. He didn't time it to perfection. Didn't get the elevation, but just enough. And Klaassen's he's been a magnet already in this game, Klaassen.
Also batted number 5 in the game against Pakistan in Melbourne when India lost early wickets. The thing is, he's not a number 8. He's perfectly capable of batting anywhere in the order, and that's a big plus for India. Just drags it down a little bit, and it's a single. Things we measure these days, we're measuring decibel levels, the loudest roar of the day.
One thing I wish we could measure there was Axar Patel's heart rate when that left the bat, because that would have been more than 117.
Kohli settling in here. Kohli's realised that's the kind of innings he needs to play. 8 overs gone, 59 for 3. Back with Maharaj.
Yeah, Maharaj back. Interesting to see KG Rabada move from 45 to mid-wicket. That's because they understand that Kohli is not a big sweeper. They're leaving that option open for him. This is an interesting move as well, I think, Maharaj from this end. That means that Axar Patel will be slog sweeping the ball into the breeze. A shot that he does like to play. Saw that a couple of examples last over.
He hardly ever played the slog sweep, but towards the end of this year's IPL, we saw Kohli pull that slog sweep out. I'm not sure he's going to play it in this situation today. There is a man out just in front of square though, one at backward square, one at long on, 2 others on the off, point and long off. That's more the game we'll see for a while.
Yeah, I think that what that means though, with Kohli playing the way that he is all the scoring pressure is going to come on to Axar Patel. It's 19 from his 14 deliveries, obviously his first 6 in the last over, but he knows he's going to be one to take the spin on.
And he does, and he connects long. Thumbs up from his partner. It's working well at the moment for India.
There's the slog sweep I was talking about, and that one did find the middle of the bat. That's gone a long way back over deep mid-wicket into the breeze.
I'm not sure about the actual field placing of the deep mid-wicket. I think he's too square. I think if they look at the angle where he hit the previous six, it was a lot straighter, and that is the angle there. Okay, it would have cleared a fielder anyway. On any ground, he hit it that well. Just felt that perhaps he was a little bit too square, the mid-wicket, and maybe had to go around a little bit further.
Length is crucial to Akshar Patel. You can't give him those step hit type deliveries. As I said, he does slog sweep. He also likes to hit straight back down the ground. So Maharaj has got to be challenging the top of the stumps. Try and force the batsman back, make him play you off the back foot.
Nine of the over, India clawing back. 9 gone, 68 for 3. 31 of 26. It's a wide. And the key for India is, as they assess the conditions, Smithy might have just thrown in a 140 a little while ago. Is this a 140? Is this a 160?
As I said, 7.67 runs per over. I mean, Aiden over from here gets them 157. Wickets in hand, I'll do that. I think they'll do. I think, as Ricky pointed out, it's a pretty good batting surface.
Playing the fantasy game as everyone does. The overall leaderboard, Rashid Khan, what a tournament he had, Rashid Khan, carrying his Afghanistan side up. Support from Fazalak Farooqi, Marcus Stoinis, Rishad Hussain, the leggy from Bangladesh, and Hardik Pandya. Probably due in next, maybe him or Dubey.
So Ricky, as a top order player, we're just about to finish the 10th over where we have a bit of a breather and everyone comes out and has a chat. You think they've got a number in mind? Do you think Kohli right now has a number in mind halfway through?
Absolutely, he should have. He's the one that's been out there for the longest period of time. Obviously, he's faced 27 balls. He'll have a good feel for the surface. I think they're talking 150, 160 at least from here.
Smith, you have no idea what you just said. Did you say 157? T20 World Cup 2007, the last time India won a T20 World Cup with 157 in the final. The thing is, seeing Virat Kohli, now you've seen the umpire, they're very worried about something in the follow-through.
Good start this from Shamsi. The length has been good control of his paces there as well. 85, 86, that one's pushed up to 89 kilometres an hour. Unusual action. Ball always comes over his hand quite flat. Trajectory for the batsman is always looking like it's going into the wicket.
It's not always that you get to see two wrist spinners in this game. Shamsi and Kuldeep, and both bowling well. He's a fielder, he might come back for a second. He'll back himself, he's quick. But he had to be quick. He had to be quick. The throw was good. I think he might have underestimated it a little bit.
Tell you what, a direct hit or anything slightly closer, I reckon he was struggling. He just jogged, then he kicked into gear there, then he pushed it and really pushed it there.
Brings out that shot and he found the gap. The fielding is excellent as always from South Africa. They'll come back for 2. But this time Akshar was the one who had to put in that big sprint at the end. It's all happening.
Catch from Aiden Markram early in the tournament against England. It changed the course of the end of that game. South Africa winning took them to the top of the standings and of course pole position for the semi-finals. But we're right here First time ever for a senior men's South African team in a World Cup final. 15 off the first over, and then 29 for 3 for 5 overs in that power play. Good fight back this. Kohli and Aksha, a partnership of 41 from 34. Maharaj was absolutely brilliant in that second over. Janssen back. That's in the air, and it will fall short. Good stop on the boundary by Kagiso Rabada.
Yeah, just spun on him actually, so he did well. Now, whether they're targeting Janssen or at the drinks, Rahul Dravid was out there at drinks, and whether he said, right, Virat, you continue as you are. If anyone's going to take a risk, it's going to be you, Akshar Patel. First ball after drinks, it's a real hack from him. Slower ball, he was trying to belt it out of Bridgetown.
He's really good, Akshar Patel, so far in the tournament. A bit like a Swiss Army knife. Whatever he's been exposed to, he's been really effective. Bat, ball, or on the field. He's had a great tournament. Virat Kohli, something all of us have asked for. Absorb pressure, play it your way, Virat Kohli, and that's what he's done so far. He's got work to do.
This will be the challenge for Marco Janssen. A poor first over, comes back to bowl against one of the best batters in the world, a World Cup final. The pressure couldn't be bigger. Oh, look at that power play, 45 for 3. Sharma, Pant, massive wickets. India doing really well in the next 3.
Janssen in his first over was very full.
An incredible atmosphere at iconic Kensington Oval. The feeling out there, just standing pitch side and watching both sets of fans. Day of destiny, expectations from both nations, riding high. What a day to be here. There's a definite change of tempo after the drinks break.
Janssen in his first over was really full. Even though there wasn't swing, he was searching for it, and hence he went right in the slot for Virat Kohli. Went for 3 boundaries, 15 runs, the most expensive first over in the World Cup. And then you did see how well Rabada backed it up. Virat Kohli hurried for pace there, the bounce as well, getting it. Those are the lengths that we're speaking about. Try and stay between 6 and 8 generally, but you could see Janssen trying for swing there when he didn't get still between the 4 and 6 meter mark, what they call the slot. And then there's Rabada, who came about and just hit the right length and used this space as well, the variation, Surya Kumar Yadav.
Right, called.
What do you think, Nas? What do you think India should be targeting right now?
Well, the past score batting first in day games here in history, not just in this tournament, was 160. It looks a good surface, but in a final, if you can just get above par, and say over to you, South Africa, who have a bit of history chasing, who've not been in a final in a men's competition, so just get above par, 160, 170. Say 170, target 170. That's what they got against England, and that was enough. You need 2 for 3.
The match awards in this competition so far.
Virat Kohli's already got 1 slog sweep out, hitting slightly into the breeze. That would be his go-to shot, the slog sweep. Got to be careful with the bounce that Shamsi can get. Being a wrist spinner, he can bowl some overspin and get bounce.
one shot that Virat Kohli really targeted a lot during the final stages of the IPL, and something that he's not played much so far is the slog sweep, and he got it right. But here, when he's playing Shamsi, he will be tempted to play that shot, but he's going to be hitting it into the breeze. Now with that, you need to be careful.
As opposed to Akshar Patel now is hitting down breeze if he wants to play that slog sweep.
Absolutely. On cue, Nas. What a tournament Akshar Patel has had. Effective with the bat. Did a couple of important innings. One against Pakistan, even against England, the 6 that he got. And today as well, coming in much earlier than what he's used to, but played well so far.
50-run partnership up. Akshar Patel, excellent catch, bowling so well in the semi-finals and now standing up with the bat.
That's exactly what Nasser was speaking about. Hit with the wind, Akshar, is what he's telling. And when it's Virat's turn, just be a little wary. I can promise you Akshar is going to target the slog sweep.
3 singles from the over, 2 balls to go. He goes big and it's 6 runs. Third 6 from Akshar Patel.
Yeah, it's Rabada out there. He was wide, maybe because of the slog sweep we've been talking about, and it was so full that Akshar in the end ended up hitting it flat and straighter. Originally he was going mid-wicket, it ended up going mid-on. Rabada tried to get his hand on that flat 6. Really good cameo this from Akshar Patel.
He goes again, up and over. Think of a second. Good running this from India. Great impetus to the innings, 93 for 3. Whipped away for a single. Right, let's head out and about with Carlos Brathwaite for some insights from down below.
It's been a fantastic day so far at Kensington Oval, and I heard a lot of reference about the wind, and that is an example of how strong the wind is. And if we look at square on, Akshar Patel is hitting into that breeze to his leg side, so we can expect that the length would be into the wicket, probably chest waist height, asking him to pull into a very heavy breeze.
Uses the feet, just a single.
And it is a feature of most Caribbean grounds. If we look to the Pakistan, there's a lot of colour, but there's also a lot of wind coming through the grandstand and the Pakistan and heading all the way across the ground. So if you have ball in hand, much like South Africa have been doing so well, ask your players to force the batters to hit into this wind. Sensational again from Andrik Nortje. He's been fantastic in his 2 overs so far. He's been really disciplined. He has high pace and he's asking the players, how good are you? We saw Akshar Patel take on the spinner from this end into the stand. Well played, but how consistently can you do it? And how successful can you be if you do that consistently? That is the question that the South African bowlers need to ask, especially from this end.
Thank you, Carlos. Of course, a local boy, he'll know all about the conditions here.
Who better? We all remember his last 3 6s that he hit against England. It's been good so far. India have just found a way to claw back in the game. The partnership that they needed. 60 is what they've got right now. 62 to be precise. That's Nokia trying to make Akshar hit into the offside. Doesn't have too much protection over the mid-off area.
Bowl that again.
There is the option though for Akshar Patel. He knows what's coming. There is the option to stay leg side, flay over the offside. He doesn't have to pull and hook, as Carlos mentioned, into that breeze. Heinrich Nortje just has to watch his feet as well.
One thing India has been really good at in this tournament is how well they've used the death overs. They've gone really hard and played some good shots, sometimes into the wind as well. They'll back themselves to get 80 runs here, the last 7 rather.
He's trying to run that down. 25th dot ball.
A couple of bowlers in the South African ranks who prefer bowling with the new ball. So back end they will be looking to get those big runs, but this partnership is what has gotten them into a good position. You can see the speeds of Nortje consistently above 140. It tells you he's in good rhythm.
Couple of singles and a wide, 98 for 3.
As well.
Right, Rabada back, 1 for 10 in 2 overs, bowling to Akshar. He goes big and handsome. 100 up for India in style.
Just watch the technique here of Akshar Patel. Just watch how he holds his body shape. This game is about power hitting, and he just holds his shape perfectly. Bang! Bang! It was up, it was off. He is striking it beautifully.
What a tournament he's had. There were a few questions him coming into the team, but he has proved all his naysayers wrong. He's had the tournament of his life. What a World Cup. You could argue that he came in as Jadeja's understudy. When they take the flight back home, he's definitely not an understudy. He's been way better than that. And as I said before, a bit like a Swiss Army knife. Very versatile.
Akshar on 46.
Had many things covered, many things assessed, and here we go. Has to be the biggest row for today. Just went past the 6th that he hit himself, 119 decibels.
Most of that was from you, DK, up here.
I can tell you, I was pitch side during the national anthems, and there was such an incredible atmosphere. You can just imagine India going well, a sea of blue, both batters in the 40s, well set. A partnership of 71 from 56. 7 from the first 2 deliveries. Can Rabada do something special here?
Speaking about what makes India good at the death overs, and there's one man who's done real well in this tournament. Came in with a lot of pressure. Just have a look, irrespective of which way the wind blows, he backs himself to hit a 6. And that's a great skill to have. People have been very wary of hitting into the wind, but not Hardik Pandya. And I'll tell you why. He's probably hit the flattest 6s so far in this tournament.
Well, that's very close to being out. We'll have a look at the overthrows. They'll go away, but I think Quinton de Kock has done brilliantly there. We're going to have a look. But Quinton, you can tell from his body language, he thinks he's pulled off something brilliant.
At the bowler's end, have your best side on angle, please. Okay, just take that back 1 frame, please. Take it back 1 frame. And forwards, forwards, forwards. Freeze that there. Thank you. Direct hit back short of the ground. Ready with my decision for the big screen.
Well, he was playing brilliantly, wasn't he, Akshar Patel? But that is outstanding work from Quinton de Kock. We've seen one against South Africa in this tournament. Joss Butler at St Lucia ran out to Heinrich Klaassen, and it was very similar to this awareness of what was going on at the other end. Akshar Patel wanted a single. He turned slowly. 3 stumps to aim at. Wicketkeeper from 40 yards away. Brilliant.
That's not good enough. That's not good enough from Akshar there. He knows he was lazy in turning back, expected the throw not to come, but it was too late. He was so far away, and I'm sure he's regretting it inside.
And turn the other way. You obviously can't run in the way of the ball because you'll be given out, but just turn the other way.
Intent shown straight away by Dubey. Mid on, mid off, up, wants to go over the infield. You speak to any coach who's won many tournaments, and the one thing they tell you, the bigger the game, get your basics right. Don't do anything silly, don't do anything different. And Akshar Patel will know that that was a moment where he could have really teed off from there, closing in on his 50, batting beautifully, hitting with the wind, missing that moment to do something special.
Ten from the over and a wicket, 108 for 4.
You who gives me grief.
He goes big, does Dubey, and into the crowd for 6.
Here we go, Shivam Dubey. From ball 1, I think the plan when sending him in was you go after the bowlers. Just give Virat Kohli his space. He'll get there at the end when we need him the most. And from ball 1, he's shown intent. Missed a couple of balls, but this one in the slot. Goes straight downtown. Didn't need the wind to help him. Very good batting this.
Yeah, spot on, DK. He can't be chewing up deliveries with Kohli at the other end, and that has just been belted in what is his 3rd delivery. He's going to take the attacking option. They have to. Jansen really has to change his length. He's been too full in this final. Yeah, hit that over long on for 6.
One area that Shivam Dubey is really good at is going downtown. Majorly picked because how he could hit the spinners down the ground. And here's his opportunity. Not at the best of tournaments, got going against USA, but post that it's been very minimal. Today's his opportunity to become a hero. A billion people await to see what India can do today. It's been a great game so far.
About 60 million back home in South Africa.
The one thing that Virat Kohli's not done that well this tournament is how he's lost balance sometimes while playing some of the shots that he's played to get out. And you can see his back foot always in the air, or he's moving, and that also tells you about the lack of pace in the pitch. Today, he's not stepped out or he stepped away. He's just stood his ground, stayed as balanced as possible and batted so far. Very unlike Kohli this. When you think of Virat Kohli, you associate balance with him, a bit like Sachin Tendulkar. But in this tournament, at times, because the ball's not come on to him, he's just lost, as they call in cricketing jargon, lost his shape a bit.
The look on the leg side is Kohli.
Yeah, very good, DK. He has got great balance. Obviously that great shot he played off Harris Ralph in the final over the MCG. There was a shot of Chris Wokes that he played in a one-day international. He had been luck now a long time ago. He almost just flat bats it on the up past the bowler. Need him now. This is in the balance, this game, right in the balance. South Africa will be thrilled, but they know the danger in the middle and the danger to come.
Some space. 9 from the over, 1 ball to go in the 15th.
So as well as Kohli's batted so far, a lot of credit to the South African bowlers as well. They haven't given it easy to him. Even now, after playing 42 balls, the pitch is hard to hit on. You bowl slow once into the pitch, hard to time a ball. And they've understood that Virat Kohli is not very comfortable playing the short ball so far. Tells you the pitch is not the easiest to bat on. It was much better. We heard Ricky speak about it. And as the game has progressed and the ball's gotten older, it's gotten tougher.
Good use of the feet, but just a single. 118 for 4.
Samshi. Shivam Dube has come out. He's shown his intentions, but I think this is the over where he'll look to target Shamsi.
Yeah, it's pretty much been his role, hasn't it, Ravi, since he's been back in this Indian team. He's in the middle order to take on the spin when it comes. This is a big over in the game, I think.
Likes to go down the ground more often than not. Oh, beautifully bowled. Some turn there.
Now this is a peach from Shamsi. Sticking to his guns and landing the ball on a good length. Dube's feet not going anywhere. Possibly expecting him to run down. Dube wants to get on with things. Still managing to land ball in the right place.
Again, well bowled. Foolish length. Not allowing him to get underneath it.
And that's the sort of length that he's after. He's very much a step hit batsman as Shivam Dube. Trajectory's vital here for Shamsi. Got to keep the trajectory under the eyes of the batsman, try and force Kohli back.
Finding the fielders at the moment. It's a good over so far. 3 singles in the over, 2 balls to go. Something has to give here. It's going to be a big shot or an opportunity for South Africa as well.
You're right, Ricky, and Dube's not the kind of player that's going to run down the wicket to Shamsi. He's going to stand, put his foot down the pitch and try and smash it. With wrist spin, you're never quite sure which way it's going to turn. Just like that.
Swings. Flat. That was hit really hard.
Yeah, incredible power this by Shivam Dube. He's a strong man. He doesn't need to run down the pitch and create power. He's pretty tall too, so you see there that foot goes down the wicket. Good swing. Powerful man, powerful bat. Flat 6.
Eight of the over.
For the faster bowlers.
And this is an area where the Proteas in South Africa will be tested. On all the pitches that they've played on so far, the pitches have been slightly difficult to bat on. It means that their bowlers have been able to just run in, hold length, keep things real simple. Today, we've got a flat track, not a blade of grass on it. It's a good wicket. They might be called upon to use some of their skills, their Yorkers, their wide Yorkers, their change of pace. Are they able to do that?
Just a single.
A slight change of pace there from Nokia. It's 130 kilometres an hour. Been a plan of theirs, or a ploy of theirs right through this World Cup actually. Look back at the way that Markham has used his quicks. They've tended to operate with both their straight men up inside the circle. 3 men deep on the leg side like they've got again now. Deep mid-wicket, deep backward square and fine leg. And they'll challenge Dube with the short ball and hitting back into the breeze.
Well, it's also the time now for Virat Kohli to think of looking for the big shot as well. There's still Hardik Pandya, Jadeja to come. So there is batting. India will be looking for at least 165, 170 from here.
Well, this is good. Particularly good from South Africa. There's some of that execution you're talking about, Dale. Working through the gears in this over. Anrik Nokia up to 147 kilometres an hour. Kohli needs to find the fence. It's the 4 boundaries to his name so far, and 3 of those came up in the first over. In fact, his last boundary, he struck in the 4th over of the game. Needs to really put the foot down now.
That single, 50 for Kohli, his first of this year's World Cup. And his presence in the middle now, very important from India's point of view. He'll have to look to shift gears. He's held the innings together here, but now there has to be a shift.
Yeah, it's a good knock, Virat Kohli, but it is a knock though. You feel if you faced 48 balls, you almost want him to get on with the job now. A couple left-handers just come, guys that can hit the ball out of the ground.
That's a fine shot for 4. Just opening the face of the blade, making room and finding the boundary. So 8 of the over, 134 for 4. That's in the air. Clears long gone. So first 6 for Kohli.
Well, it's exactly what he and his team needs. He got the fuller length. Didn't quite get it right in the middle of the bat, but got it good enough to carry long over, deep long on. His first 6.
Yes, good start to the over. Now, if India is smart here, they should convert this into a 10+ over. Well, he's got the license now to go for it with just 3 overs remaining. Good Yorker, 2 is the call. Kohli's quick, as is Dubey. This is what he'll be looking for every over, Virat Kohli. A big shot and then run hard. Get those 12s, 13s. He's at his best when he's just holding his shape. Pulled away. Nice placement. Another boundary. Just using the pace.
Yeah, Virat Kohli's been out there for 51 deliveries now, and the off pace is a good option this by Rabai, but it's almost too slow and almost too straight onto the body. And when somebody's been out there for half the innings, facing half the innings' deliveries, I should say, it's not going to miss out. Rolled his wrist nicely on it. And Kohli's just getting a get-go right now.
And it's good awareness of the field as well. There's deep square leg, there's deep mid-wicket. So he knew he had to get it fine, which meant he played it late and found the boundary. So good over so far, 12 coming off it, still 3 to go.
It's nicely bowled again from Abada, following Kohli outside his leg stump. It's the first ball of the over, launched high and hard down the ground. 115 decibels on that one, the crowd went wild. But Dubey back on strike. Third man stays up inside the circle, got a deep backward point, deep extra cover. Gives him the option to bowl wide. Shouldn't Dubey try and get out of that arc that he's got. He's a big, tall man, long levers. Off might be making his way up inside the circle.
What you don't want is to mislead with the Shivan Dubey. Don't get that Yorker right, and it's in his arc, he'll hit you down the ground. Might be looking for that offside, mid-off up, extra cover up in the ring. Wide will be signalled.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about early on. Just these small skills, the wide Yorker, the straight Yorker, the slower balls. South Africans haven't had to do a lot of that in the build-up to this final. They've played on some pretty difficult wickets for the batters to bat on and kept things simple. And right now they have to execute.
It's good delivery. Right up. So India pushing towards 170. That's the 6 from Kohli. See, when the balance is good, it's when his execution is at its best. Again, good delivery right up in the block hole. But a good over for India. 16 coming off it, and the 150 comes up.
That wide line Yorker, if he wants.
He's done exactly that. He's looking for those wide lines. They've gone up. Jansen feels he's heard a noise. They've gone for a review.
Down, take it down. Illy, we have a no ball. Repeat,
oh,
no
in fact,
ball.
he's gone up, and it turns out it's a no ball. So a free hit. Virat Kohli walked up to Quinton de Kock. They might have just nicked this. All you know, but a big no ball. Oh, just what India want, what South Africa don't want. This could allow India to get away if he connects here.
Was there any bet on this? Appear to be. Might have just clipped the wicket with the inside edge of the bat there. Nevertheless, free hit.
Misses. Gets away with this, Jansen. Kohli is not happy. Looking, thought that was wide.
Looked pretty good for me from directly behind the wicket here. Virat Kohli giving himself a little bit of room, and also there's a little bit of purchase off the deck. Tight, but I think it's okay.
Third man's up. Swung away on the onside for 4. Just picking his spot. Nice wristy flick.
Well, it just goes to show you don't have to miss by much. Going for that leg stump Yorker, just a full toss, and he's used his wrist beautifully here. That bottom hand comes in late, picks the area that he wants to hit on the field, and away it goes.
Just like the way he's stuck to what he's good at today, not jumping all over the place, giving himself room or dancing down the track. He's getting into good positions and working the ball around. Oh, 2 runs here.
All happening there for Aiden Markram. An all-out fielder. He dives, gives it his all, and then almost rolled his ankle. But this partnership has now moved on to 51. It's been a good partnership. Shivam Dube has come in. It's been a good injection of energy for Virat Kohli, because he's also upped his game in the last 2 overs. He's found the ropes quite a few times. Marshalled the innings so far, 70 of 57, but it's these last 9 deliveries that are going to count for India. What can they get a total of 2?
2 good partnerships back to back. 72 before this, 50 plus now. That's high. It's 6. It's over the Sir Garfield Sobers Pavilion there. And again, beautifully struck. Watch the shape, watch the balance here.
It's a massive hit. Huge hit. Just missed his length again there, Marco Jansen. Looking for the wide Yorker. Not quite there, it's a slight change of pace. Bang. Full swing of the bat, and a long way back over wide mid-wicket.
The moment he hit it, he knew it. Head absolutely strilled when the bat went through there. Sending it a long way, so really very quickly now. Suddenly you can see the gap between number of deliveries faced and runs scored. 76 from 58. He had scored 50 or 48. So this is the fan park in Joburg, and clearly showing people watching all around the globe. This is the Wanderers. Good opportunity to sit inside, feel the atmosphere, get the feeling you're in a stadium and you're watching the action. Some nice time zones too. It's evening in Johannesburg. As here comes Janssen. Swings in the air. This should be taken. Rabada making no mistake. So change of balls doing the trick.
Marco Janssen.
That's over third man, over the keeper, into the boundary. So another big over this for the Indians. 17 coming off it for the loss of Kohli. It's 167 for 5. Another man in and third man's coming up. It's 3 in the ring at the moment. Here he comes up.
Yeah, just with that little change of field, it's pretty evident to me that Nortje's probably going to look to force Dubé to hit the ball on or over the offside. Yeah, there he is. He's out of that wide line. Sort of tactic that Rabada used to Shivam Dubé in his last over. Replay Virat Kohli. It's a little high on the bat, up near the splice. Straightforward catch from Rabada.
Ricky's, remember the game in the IPL when you were there with Kelly and he nailed 6 Yorkers in 1 over, 5 or 6 Yorkers to win a game. And swung in the air. Hardik Pandya will come on strike. He's a man who can make a difference.
Such hard batsmen to bowl at, these two. Both quite tall, so even the wide line, when you try and go to the wide line with a taller batsman, still ends up being in their arc. A lot of teams you'll see bowl back off-pace deliveries late in the innings to Hardik Pandya. Almost on like a cut shot line without pace on the ball.
Ways become good is opening the face of the blade. That's the Yorker we were talking of. It's a pace. It's just how much will he bowl? How much does he trust himself to bowl it more frequently?
Good so far this over as Unreal besides the wide first ball, but the plan is there. Stay out of the hitting zone of Shivam Dubé. Hasn't picked up a wicket in this game, but he's been fantastic throughout this World Cup.
That's in the air, but powerfully struck down the ground by Shivam Dubé. These are handy runs. India marching towards 180. They're 174 for 5 now. 3 balls to go.
It's the highest total ever in a T20 World Cup final as well so far. Australia had the previous highest, 2 for 173 against New Zealand. It's where the execution's going to be so perfect for someone like Dubé. Length wasn't quite right. The line, you can see he's trying to tuck him up, almost get under his swing.
An option to bring square leg up, push long on back. With the last few balls, Dubé's not really thinking of a touch game, more of a swinging, slogging game.
Swings in the air, taken in the deep, good flat catch. And that's David Miller. He's got safe hands, and he's made. So 2 balls to go. Oh, well struck. Look for 2. Deep cover didn't pick it. Last man to be dismissed. Never easy, these catches when they come out of the crowd flat and at pace towards you. Final ball of the innings coming up. It's Jadeja on strike. That's up in the air. And the catch taken. So after 20 overs, India have been restricted to 176 for 7 wickets. But in the recovery first between Dubai and Kohli.
Well, they were rocked early. India, Rohit Sharma and Rishabh Pant going in quick succession. The experience at the top of the order though, Virat Kohli, come at the hour, come at the man, he stands tall, played beautifully for his 76. Akshar Patel I thought was outstanding. Superb knock when he was under pressure. His team needed him to stand up, he played well for his 47.
Yes, I thought he was brilliant in South Africa when they came out to bowl. Maharaj striking twice early, getting 2 wickets in an over, and 2 wickets towards the end. I thought a good spell from Nokia as well. 4 overs, 2 for 26. And Jansen, expensive. That's how the innings panned out.
For 23 in 3 overs, India off to a flyer. You come in to bowl the second over. What was your mindset?
I was just trying to use the surface and see if I could use the breeze to my advantage, and lucky enough it did pay off.
What have you made of how the surface has played today?
It started off a little bit slow, and then I think it's starting to get a little bit better now. So hopefully that's a low enough score for us to chase.
In a big match like this, you want your fielders to step up, and they surely did for you today.
Yeah, definitely. I think the catching and the outfielding was superb. I mean, something we pride ourselves on as South Africans, so it's good to see it come to fruition on the final stage.
177 to win the World Cup. Can you do it?
Yes, definitely. I think we can. The boys are ready to go. Opportunities like this don't come easily, so hopefully we can grab it with both hands.
Well played.
Thank you.
So he reckons the pitch has got better. So the target for South Africa when they come out, 177 from their 20. We'll take a short break and see you on the other side. The World Cup final, and already the atmosphere on the ground is electrifying. South Africa will play India. And another boundary for Kohli, and India off to a flyer. This is just what South Africa wanted.
This is really good from the South Africans. Rabani's off and celebrating, and he connects. Thumbs up from his partner. Really good cameo this from Akshar Patel.
50 for Kohli.
Exactly what he and his team needs.
To start off, but Arshdeep Singh is bowling from the far end with the wind aiding his swing into the right hander and away from the left hander.
India going in with their stock standard feel against Arshdeep Singh, telling him bowl as much as possible in the stump. So they always start with a deep square leg and a fine leg. And yet again, they've just done that. Quinton de Kock, the strike rate is what you need to watch there, 143. That's the wicket India would want early as possible.
And they hold their nerve, South Africa, knowing what it means to them to win a tournament like this. They have seen what happened when they won the rugby. India haven't won a big tournament since 2013. We've got 20 overs. Here's the first ball, Arshdeep Singh, Reza Hendricks. A little bit of swinging.
We saw the first over, Marco Jansen bowl. He was a lot fuller than what he needed to be. Didn't get enough swing, but did pull the length back. It's interesting to see whether Arshdeep gets swing, and in case he doesn't, does he pull the length back? That's the field we're speaking about. Top right there, you can see deep fine leg and deep square leg.
Also, it's probably there for the pickup shot. I'm not sure he's going to dig it in short too early. Just a pickup off the pads, maybe. There is no slip. There's a shot third. Oh, the edge, it fell short.
The slow one, you think, Harsha? Just felt much slower, and yes, it is. 136 the first one. This one, 121. See India straight away thinking of the slower balls into the pitch. It's been a really hard ball to get away in this contest so far. We saw Virat Kohli batting right through the end, but the short ball and the slower bouncer was something that was hard to put away.
Right, keeper, is there a signal from the bowler? I'm bowling a slower ball, stand up?
Doesn't look like it. I would have liked Rishabh Pant to know.
And he's off the mark. And South Africa have got a run on the board.
And it brings us to the other battle here with Quinton de Kock. In terms of what his strengths are, he's got that pickup shot that he plays off a length or anything just backward of that good length. From this end, it's slightly hitting into the breeze. I don't know that, yeah, they're setting out a deep backward square now and a deep point. So that's something Ashdeep in India will have in their minds. What's the appropriate length combined with line to deny de Kock that pickup or force him to take a risk and hit it into the wind?
And he almost end up going too far, fourth stump, fifth stump. He's got to get the ball to swing from a place that forces de Kock to play. Good contest this. It's a good ball too.
Quinton de Kock, the thumb rule of the fielding team is to keep a very deep fine leg and a wide fine leg. Don't keep it the normal, much closer in terms of how close he is aligned with the keeper. You can see to the top left if you screen how much wider Kuldeep Yadav is, and that's why you want him to be. The pickup shot that Ian Bishop just spoke about, sometimes when he doesn't connect it, add to the fact that he's hitting it into the breeze, there's always an opportunity for a catch there.
Fine space, but there is a man on the boundary.
And looking at the other end as well, who bowls and shares the new ball.
Virat Kohli played an innings in 2 or 3 gears. He started off at breakneck speed, then realized that he needed to build that innings and take it to a larger end, and then towards the end he played some big shots. 76 of 59. Lovely shot from Reza Hendricks. And the yelp from Arshdeep. A boundary of the last ball can just flatten aside a little bit. 6 for no loss. First ball goes through the left-hander.
She's just extraordinary. We have an economy of 4.1 across the tournament in the T20 competition. And just his variations, how he gets through. As a fast bowler, he must be a sight that you enjoy watching, isn't it?
Oh, he's brilliant. His control and his ability to know when to bowl what and execute it.
Extra man comes out on the offside, just in front of point. Now Rishabh Pant down the leg side. There was a little sound as it passed. What's the umpire saying? Leg by.
Rishabh Pant was lucky that it hit the pad. As a keeper, you want to be holding on to this. As I said, it's important not to get too excited. Just stay calm, do your job as well as you can. Don't look at what the future is. Stay in the moment.
It's an interesting line because he just moved square leg out to point. His outswing will come in handy. He's just moved third man a couple of yards finer.
Oh, knocks him over! This is Jasprit Bumrah! On the big day, he's produced a perfect outswinger. And what a start this is for India. Reza Hendricks is walking back.
Ball before that hit Quinton de Kock on the pad and Rishabh Pant fumbled it down the leg side. Because that's what I'm looking at, the deliveries that lead up to a wicket.
Now Markram. Times it beautiful. It'll beat the fielder in the deep for 4. How's that for a riposte? First ball from the South African captain.
Very strong square of the wicket and in a great position as well. That is going to give him a lot of confidence. You heard Harsha saying, just short of runs. That's the kind of shot that gets you up and running. You see Akulisi in rugby and Aiden Markram be the man for South Africa in cricket.
Just a little behind the length he would have liked.
I think it was line too. So if we go back to the delivery before the wicket ball, it might look innocuous to those at home. This is the one before the wicket. Look at the seam position. It would have been a good delivery had it been a right-hander on strike. The leg bye was taken, and this is what sort of informed me as to what could come next with Reza on strike. And it was perfect from Jasprit Bumrah. The length was perfect, trapped him on the crease, and just enough movement. So while some would say it was an ill-directed delivery before, it informed him about what could happen when the batters change strike.
As a batter, just very close to analysing his technique. We'll keep that for another day. It's all about emotions today.
Was generated that, but the defence was solid here. 11 for 1 from 2. Lovely, lovely shot. Will only produce him a single, but just looked majestic.
Jasprit Bumrah would be amongst the stars to watch out for. Combined class and Tristan Stubbs, Markram. Those 3 finals that he's played: ICC 2017 Champions Trophy, World Test Championship 2021. He didn't get a wicket in either of those. I'm not carrying him down, I'm just telling you he will know these figures. The ODI final last year, he got 2 for 43. So he will want to add to his resume a match-winning, final-winning performance with the ball.
Oh, no doubt. Absolutely no doubt. Now into the right-hander. Arshdeep. He's taking pace off very quickly into this ball.
Spot on there, Bish. Absolutely. It's one thing Bumrah would want to do. Make sure that it counts the big moments. Richard Illingworth, the umpire of the year last year, had a good game so far. Big game this, World Cup final. Chris Gaffney from New Zealand in his 50th T20 national.
Oh, the edge! The edge! Rishabh Pant! He's got to go. Aaron Markram, he threw his hands at it. And South Africa have been rocked early.
Slip in place now for Tristan Stubbs. Arshdeep's got a wicket. You thought there were nerves, there aren't any. He's just played a cover drive for 2, no, for 1.
Guarantee you Tristan Stubbs is relishing this moment to further create a legacy for himself after Markram. Slightly different to the ball that he hit before when he just arrived. It's fuller, it's wider, it's off the front foot and hard to control it 10 out of 10 times out there. And this time Rishabh Pant holds on to one where he fumbled one earlier down the leg side of the pad. It's been rough with the bat.
You dream of making a contribution in a final. They can be cruel, these games. I don't think Arshdeep was very interested early on. He just reacted to Rishabh Pant.
See Kuldeep just pressurizing Rohit to go for the DRS, and it's been taken.
TV umpire to director. We have a player review for caught behind. Original decision is not out. Phone speak text, fair delivery. That's spin vision, please. Close to the gloves there. Okay, we're going to need ultra edge when available, thank you. Keep that rolling through. Keep it rolling through, please, frame by frame. Keep it rolling through. We've got a flat line. Thank you. Going to go back to Richard on field. Thank you. Richard, you can stay with your original decision of not out. Stand by. You're on screen, signal now.
The bowler was front on, the bowler wasn't excited. If the bowler has got an edge, if Arshdeep's got an edge from Quinton de Kock, he would be running all over the ground in excitement. Lovely timing, geez, looking good touch. Now he's only made 2 or 3 runs, but sounding good. 14 for 2 to Quinton de Kock. Oh! 4, played it fine, down to third man. You look back at the end of this tournament of the boundaries scored against Bumrah, and so many have come from that fine third man area.
We're disappointed in that short position, not to have stopped it. It's a difficult bounce, all of those that you've got to get a handle.
And you get that ball swinging back into the left-hander. Crisp. Kuldeep is after it. They only take 2.
We were discussing the boundary that made Markram hit. The length was shorter, yes, there was width on it, but it allowed him enough time to rock back and control it. The one that dismissed him a little bit fuller and maybe a touch wider. So difficult, not impossible to control it, but slightly more difficult to do it. As I said, 10 out of 10.
One round the wicket to the left-hander.
Also in that replay, if you do notice, the first ball when he hit Bumrah, it was more behind square. This one, because he had time, it was wider, he went a lot more in front. Then you need to throw your hands at it. The further you throw your hands at it, the lesser control you have as you play a shot. That's when Markram will probably look back, probably could have played it a little later and timed the ball better, even though it was outside. Now that's when you get a lot more control. But having said that, Rohit Sharma has had a decision to make. Last game in Guyana, it was much easier. He brought in Akshar in the 4th over. Here he's kept Bumrah going with the single sole aim of trying to get Quinton de Kock out. That's a big wicket here. 140 strike rate, and the next best is at 112 with Klaasen. A huge wicket today.
It's got the young right-hander. The other reason they desperately need Quinton de Kock to be batting through is the 2 left-handers, the 2 left-arm spinners India have. Needs to use the wind and the left-handedness of the spinners in South Africa's favour. They've got de Kock and they've got Miller.
Just in the background, you can see Akshar Patel warming up, primarily picked to bowl in the power play if required as a left-arm spinner.
White ball doesn't swing for too long. Just wonder if he took a little pace off on that as well. He did 20 Ks. It is game to play his shots, Stubbs. Skill scale versus right-handers. This is a bowler you dream of putting 100 against that. Control 98%, no loose balls. There is a man in the deep. 8 to come off that Bumrah over. It's 21 for 22 for 2 from 4. Is there anything there?
Straight away showing intent, making it look like he's going away from the stumps to access the offside, but in fact he was walking across post that to go over short square leg. The last time he bowled in Guyana, picked up a wicket at the first ball. That was a huge wicket, Joss Buttler that.
Bowled in the high 90s there. He started slower. Oh, he's found the gap for 4. It's a good shot from Tristan Stubbs.
Using the crease to good effect here. This time he didn't step inside, made it look like he's going to step away, but stayed there and got the width that he wanted. In fact, it wasn't that far outside off stump, but created it. That's good batsmanship there.
It's a very good shot. He's a shot a ball better at the moment.
He's trying to make use of the power play, as all of the good teams do.
I think there's a stat somewhere. Who wins the power play and Barbados wins the game. It's general truism.
Yeah, and just on him, I want to go back to Tristan Stubbs. He's a fantastic young player. I think we go back to the domestic T20 tournament in South Africa, where he did well during the tournament, and it's only a couple of weeks later, after the tournament finish, having done so well in T20s, that he scored a 100 in first-class cricket. So he has the ability on his best days to transition from one format to the next, not just a 5-over last 5 player.
Now Quinton de Kock looks to make room. They're taking on the spinner. And they're looking to maximize this power play, and it's working in this over for South Africa.
Yet again, a South African batter stepping away, using the wind to his advantage. Yeah, the wind is blowing across the screen there, and that's exactly what Quinton de Kock did, go over the offside.
Tough gig this for Akshar Patel. Good stop. Very good stop. That's Arshdeep. 10 came on that first over, a spin. After 5, it's 32 for 2.
In this period, big opportunity for Tristan Stubbs. Over the power play, how many runs can they get off Kuldeep? Stubbs has come in a couple of times in this competition with South Africa under the pump. He's played maturely. He's put together some good partnerships in some tight run chases. Great opportunity here for him to show how much he's grown, his opportunity on the world stage. Up and over. Now turn for 2.
Just an interesting little side note here with these two. Both played together at the Delhi Capitals this season. And Kuldeep Yadav refused to bowl to Tristan Stubbs in the nets. Didn't want to give anything away coming into the T20 World Cup, and here they are now facing off in a World Cup final.
Straight down the ground. There's protection out there, and that's a good stop.
Fielding's going to be absolutely vital. This is a middling type of score. One brilliant bit of fielding in the deep, one run out, one catch, a stop boundary. An hour or so's time could be absolutely vital. Saw that from Quinton de Kock earlier with the run out of Akshar Patel. A couple of Indian cricketers watching this run chase carefully. Virat Kohli himself, if they win, it'll be a genius of a knock. If they don't, there'll be those 37 deliveries without a boundary. And everyone will say, well, could we have gone harder? And Akshar Patel, who's had a brilliant tournament, they lose, it'll be like that run out was a bit dopey, wasn't it? Vital few overs. So much on it.
Key wicket for India. Quinton de Kock, 16 of 13.
Yeah, and a key phase spin. Obviously, this pitch is going to get drier and a bit lower. Turn, Klassen against spin. That's going to be a great matchup. Whether they take him off when he comes in. Massive phase. You can't get too far behind. Not with Jasprit Bumrah. 2 overs left in the locker. You can't be saying we'll get 30 off 2 if Bumrah has 1 left.
Crunched away, finds the gap. 4 runs. End of the power play with 39 for 2.
Last ball in the power play.
This is a big battle here. Akshar Patel to Quinton de Kock. Patel will bowl around the wicket. He'll try and target the thigh pad sort of area to the left-hander, make him hit the ball into the breeze. Here's one of his big shots. The slog sweep and the hard sweep.
Run rate is 9.73. He'll be a key man, David Miller. Man for every occasion, not just Miller time. He can absorb pressure. Cross the line and 4 runs. And really well played from Tristan Stubbs.
Throughout the game, that man on the slog sweep has been fairly square. The line being just outside off stump, it's going to go more in front of square, and it was nailed flat.
of the temperament he's shown, Panda, throughout this competition. We talked about the tough situations he's come in, and he'll really want to play a big knock here today with all the starts he's had.
You think back through this tournament as well, they haven't had very good batting conditions anywhere, South Africans. All their batsmen have found it really difficult. I think Stubbs coming into this game, strike rate was under 100.
Nothing wrong with that, Ricky. I'll be looking forward to batting on this pitch. Stubbs in particular, looks a really nice pitch.
End of the over, 49 for 2. Tried their hand. Straight down the ground. 4 runs from Tristan Stubbs.
And again, a little bit like the Quinton de Kock boundary, I reckon here he was thinking for a millisecond about slog sweeping, and it's a good lesson for any youngster out there to have the release shot. He was thinking about maybe playing a slog sweep, he saw how full it was, and he just belted it down the ground. Have option A, but if it's not in that area, go to option B.
It looks promising here, Tristan Stubbs. Everything's hitting the middle of the bat. Looks like a great surface. There's hardly any turn at all.
Interest from around the world. This is the Fan Park in New York. What a final. South Africa versus India in Barbados. Wonderful atmosphere, wonderful occasion.
Very much a 360-degree player. He can spin as well, Tristan Stubbs. We've seen how hard he can punch the ball down the ground. He loves to sweep, does shape to play the reverse sweep as well, which is something that he excels at. Very good at standing and hitting spin off the back foot.
Seven from the over. 2 balls to go. Mixing it up nicely, these 2 batters out there. Not trying to go too hard at it, just trying to keep that scoreboard ticking. Like a skyrocket. That's over the roof. They're enjoying it at the dugout for 62 for 2.
A 6 of the run chase, and it was a mighty 6.
Moves across his stumps, and the gap is found by Stubbs. 6 runs.
And this is why I asked the question, because it's a nightmare as a captain if you have left hand, right hand. They are always hitting towards the boundary with the wind assisted. So the previous 6 from Quinton de Kock was wind assisted. You get up the other end, you got a right hander, and he's doing exactly the same.
It's a great point. Also, India still have Jadeja to bowl it as well, if required. Hardik Pandya hasn't been used so far either. I think they might make that change reasonably quickly. Just change it up here. They're getting used to the look of this spin.
To the over Kuldeep, 11.50. Big single. Scores and 2 6s between this pair. Pressure on the ground.
He's getting quicker and quicker here, Akshay Patel. Slog swept for 6 first ball. The pace has gone up from 90 kilometres up to as much as 103 k's. He's darting it in. He's trying to push Stubbs back.
Bowling! Akshar Patel strikes. And India pick up wicket number 3.
And you can tell what a moment that is, not just from the Indian.
In the end there, Tristan Stubbs.
End of the over, 71 for 3. Hardik Pandya has had a good tournament with both a bat and ball. It's in the competition. Really looks to be almost back to his best. To Klaasen now. Right, let's get back down, out and about with Carlos Brathwaite.
So we are here, we are where the decision makers make those decisions off the field. We're a little elevated, 1 story higher. The dressing room is just below us. But this is ideally where you would see and what you would see if you are a coach or like a Markram back in the hut. This is your viewpoint to make your decision. Who bats next?
Brathwaite, right among the crowd where the action's happening. He's taking us all around the ground, giving us a sense of the batters are going through, what's happening out in the field. Spoke about the wind a bit earlier on.
Looked like a good spot up there. I don't think I'd be moving if I was him. It's a good bowling change from India. Some pace back on the ball. One of the reasons I think that Rohit Sharma's gone to Hardik Pandya when Klaasen comes in, you look at his strike rates against fast bowling and spin right the way through this tournament. We know how good a player as spin he is. In this tournament he struck at 145.76 against the spinners. Against the quicks, it drops all the way down to 80. Changing the field. Third will come up and mid-wicket goes back. Allows Pandya to run in and hit the deck hard, which is what he does. His pace is always sort of mid-130s. He uses a lot of slow balls, a lot of heavy off-cutter type deliveries into the surface.
Three-dot balls and Klaasen counter punches. 6 runs.
Disappointing delivery that. It was that slow ball, but it's just way too wide. Long way outside off stump, hitting with the breeze over cover. It's a hell of a shot, has to be said. Right in the middle of the bat. A little pressure release that they needed, South Africa.
Exactly 100 runs required for 62 balls. Right, Carlos, where have you moved to now?
So I've taken a run. You can see a little bit of sweat. It's still very hot. However, this is more of an angle from the dugout. Now I want to understand from Mr. Ricky Ponting, the legend himself, as the man in the hot seat. As a coach, which angle do you prefer and why? Do you prefer the dressing room angle or do you prefer the dugout and why? I'm intrigued to hear.
One thing I know about the man next to me, Ricky Ponting, as coach, when he's just seen this no ball, he'll be doing a Justin Langer and kicking a bin over at the back of the dressing room, that is for certain.
I love being down there with the players, Carlos, sitting down amongst it, feeling the atmosphere, the energy, especially in a game like this. I mean, I'm lucky enough to do it at the IPL with huge crowds around. The communication side of it's so important down in the dugout.
That's high up. But it's a free hit, so it doesn't matter.
Probably got away with one there too, Hardik Pandya. That was right in the slot. And ideally, if you're watching the game as a spectator or a commentator or a coach, you'd like to be able to watch it down, look down the wicket So when you're actually side on, yes, it's nice to be down and feel the energy and the atmosphere, and you quite often find yourself just watching the TV the whole time, watching the monitor, trying to pick little things up. Is there any swing? Is there any spin?
Ten from the over. Halfway stage, 81 for 3. What a catch! That looked to be sailing over the ropes, and Akshar Patel grabs onto a blinder.
.96 required by South Africa. Of the last 10 overs, Heinrich Klaasen, one of the best in this format of the game at the crease, with Quinton de Kock, who's set himself up. Just one wicket in the tournament so far for Ravindra Jadeja. Alongside me, Dinesh Karthik and Dale Steyn. When you see the balance of power here, who has it?
If you do go by stats, just Australia has chased down once over 95 in 10 overs. Against Scotland, that was. That's exactly what South Africa need. 95 or 59 as we speak. It's going to be a hard chase, but they are in the game. They've got themselves in the game here. Good partnership between Stubbs and Quinton de Kock. Win predictor tells us that India is at 60% now.
Ultimate wicket just short. Your view, Dale?
Yeah, same position. It was 75-3 in South Africa, just a little bit more than that right now. But they've still got David Miller to come, and a couple spinners for India will be perfect matchups for David Miller. Jadeja just coming into the crease to bowl his first over. And with things like that, when Heinrich Klaasen is batting the way that he likes to bat, this game is on the line right now. Jadeja, who hasn't had the tournament he's wanted, has got to bowl to a guy that can hit the ball out of the ground, and this is a big task for him.
The margin of error is very little as a spinner when you're bowling against Heinrich Klaasen. One of the best players of spin, arguably along with Pooran, in terms of how they take on the spinners and hit those big ones. If it's slightly full, he hits you down the ground, and if it's slightly short, forget it, he hits it even further.
It's been a fascinating tournament from that perspective, and the bowlers, the highest individual score is 98, no hundreds in this year's T20 World Cup. Tells you a little bit about, even with the evolution of the game, how much bowlers of various types have had a say. Very good running, excellent running. Even though Jadeja was going one way, Akshar Patel was coming the other. And Klaasen took the long route to come back for second. They got there easily.
They've had their moments against England. It was the same batting partnership. Butler got a brilliant run out of Klaasen. This time Klaasen being the one making the call. You can see him turning around a bit like Jonty Rhodes, but got in safely.
The old bleed test, when you run the bleed test, you don't run straight, you do the long run. That's the end of the over.
Went early there, Quinton.
You can see Rishabh Pant was ready for the stumping there, but Quinton de Kock was clever enough to just come back, play the cut shot. It was a good matchup, this Klaasen and Kuldeep, attacking batsmen against spin, and you can see that 95% skill scale. High quality batter. We'll be bowling the ball coming in stock leg spin as much as possible, because that's the direction the wind is against if the batter is looking to hit. Not so much the googly, but he knows Klaasen is good downtown, so he needs to get his link perfect here.
Terrific! That is a shot filled with great skill and power from Heinrich Klaasen, which brings up the 100 for South Africa.
There are few batters in the world that can play this shot. Only a couple come to my mind, and Heinrich Klaasen is the one that's doing it today. Look at this. He stands still, he hits it for 6 over extra cover. Follows it up with a good sweep shot, but it is an incredibly difficult shot. I've got DK next to me here. He's a batter. He can tell you it's not the easiest of shot there.
Definitely not off the back foot. That's what makes this man so special. You got to understand, it's moving away from him. That's a googly that goes away to hold your position and still get your hands through the ball beautifully. That's high level of skill, that, and he's done that time and time again. It's what makes him so special. Quinton de Kock has played the second fiddle so far through the innings really well, held it together. If they're at a stage where they're within touching distance, got to give the man credit. He's absorbed pressure, not done anything silly so far.
One for 3. And it's one of the enduring features of the games that have been played across the USA, in Dallas and in New York. Florida was a venue, and then here in the Caribbean. And the crowds have come out in several of the regional territories in their numbers. The Nepalese crowd in Dallas, I thought it was amazing to see so many of them fit into that ground. One of the highlights for me of the tournament has been where Nepal have played, how they've played as an associate nation, and how they've been followed. Lovely. That's a pet shot for Quinton de Kock.
This is Quinton de Kock's shot. He likes to get inside the line of the bowler, especially when it's left arm quicks, and uses the angle of the ball to flick it over fine leg. Contrasting to what South Africa had, India have got long on and long off out. So fine leg and short third man are up in the ring. So Quinton de Kock is trying to utilize that vacant fine leg area to one of his favorite shots. And as I say that now, fine leg starts to go back and long off comes up.
Very little for margin for error outside of stump. Goes for it again, straight to him! As soon as the fielder has dropped back there, Quinton de Kock has fallen for the plan. He'll be kicking himself. Well done, Ashdeep. Such an occasion.
This is the game here, Bish. This is what it is, this partnership. Heinrich Klaasen, David Miller, 2 big batters. Just when Quinton de Kock was looking good at playing the field, got out to a shot that he always keeps playing, hot at fine leg. It's seen to one in the background. The emotions come through. It's the 3rd final for India in about 12 months, across all formats. It was the World Test Championship, then the 50 over World Cup, and now the T20. Let's see Virat Kohli. It means a lot to them, I can tell you that.
Well, there are 2 narratives here that we will only know the answer to perhaps an hour from now, right? There have been low scoring or close finishes for South Africa to remain unbeaten in the tournament. Very, very tight finishes. So that could either have given them strength of character coming into this final in knowing they can overcome any hurdle. The other thing it can do, though, is keep the opposition interested no matter what the partnership, because they know that sometimes South Africa have had that propensity to lose wicket in clumps. Couple of runs. 109 for 4.
Hardik and Jadeja, they need to bowl 2 overs here. When is that over going to come?
You heard the call there of 2-2-2.
It's got some decisions to make, but this is also an area that David Miller is very familiar with. He does it time and time again when he walks in the IPL. Loves to walk in and get a 35, 40 not out. South Africa would want him to see him get to 40 not out, but India, they'll know that they get a wicket here. They got Jansen, some of the bowlers to come. This is a massive partnership for South Africa and a massive partnership for India if they can break it.
In many ways, it's the game here. If one wicket goes, there's a lot of pressure back. The Klaasen there, anything full, goes straight downtown. Got a great swing of the bat, very fluid. See, there's a great rhythm to it. The best part about Klaasen's batting is anything slightly short, well, he can hit that down the ground too. You see why he's one of the best batters of spin. Puts away almost any ball at any length. You've got to be flatter like that and into the pad. That's one of the ways you can stop him from hitting a boundary. It's not that easy. Feels very defensive, but it is one of the few options that you have against the class of Klaasen.
And he hasn't gone in a big way so far this tournament, and that's why I think the tournament has been a fascinating one in many ways. Will that get to the boundary? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Wonderful timing from Miller.
This is incredible timing by David Miller. Maybe just a touch short from Kuldeep, and from up here it looked like maybe a dive could have saved that boundary. You want to throw everything at it if you can, but this is incredible timing. Raced away for 4. Maybe I'm too harsh, DK.
Well struck, beautifully struck. He is some player. David Miller, 1, 2, 3 for 4.
He quickly gets onto the back foot, and you need strength to get the ball. Such a flat pace down the ground. Bowlers.
Terrific, terrific. Because the way that he stepped deep into his crease, you thought he might have gone onside, a little bit squarer. Now, down the ground.
Oh, what a shot that was. We spoke about how good he is off the front foot, and here is an example again why Henrik Klaasen is so special. Not too much wrong with what Akshar Patel did. Then the bowler is forced to go wide outside off stump because he knows it gets into the stump, it gets into the arc.
Trying to get him to hit it offside and into the breeze. I think you've talked about the 2 guys who might have to bowl a couple. I don't know how much longer he can keep one of Jasprit Bumrah's overs out of play here with this partnership.
You know, when you're such a good batter, the bowlers have to start changing their game plan, going wider. Klaasen just standing still. He's not moving across his crease right now. But he does on this occasion. It's on the roof. That is a massive hit by Henrik Klaasen. The last few balls we saw 4 from David Miller, 6 from David Miller, and then a couple more boundaries in this over. South Africa on a rampage here.
Oh, what a shot that was. Arguably one of the best shots today. Just the sound of the bat, 99 meters, and you can understand those solar panels have taken a hit today. The position that he gets into, oh my god, he can hit a long ball.
He goes again. Henrik Klaasen flexing here at Kensington Oval. Is this the day that the Rainbow Nation finds the pot of gold at the end?
It's almost down to a runner ball now. From 10 required, this over has made a huge dent in what South Africa needs to chase down. India, you can see they're just starting to stand a little bit more still. Jasprit Bumrah has to come into the attack soon. You have to think they need a wicket.
Next over, I think next over. more to bat. Into the wind. They've decided that they're going to take down Akshar Patel this over. 22 from it so far, 1 delivery left.
Not many teams have been able to put away Akshar Patel, but Henrik Klaasen, man, what a player he is. On the offside, on the leg side, off the front foot, off the back foot. It's hard to stop him today.
Expensive over, very expensive one that fits nicely into the shadow of South Africa. 140
for India. Jasprit Bumrah has to break this now. Nearly did, with an edge down to fine leg. Ravi Shastri, Sean Pollock alongside me, two giants of the game. Here's a moment for someone.
Absolutely, and you rightly mentioned, I mean, Bumrah is the man they've gone to right through this tournament to break partnerships, and he's done it. Well, if ever he has to do it in a final, the moment is now, because what South Africa need is less than 30. It's a huge jump in the last 3 overs. Just to say how they've jumped ahead. India at this stage 119 for 4. South Africa 150 for 4.
And that too brings up a Klaasen 50, 51 of 23 deliveries. Fastest in a T20 World Cup final. There was a 50 of 22 deliveries from Quinton de Kock earlier on in the piece for South Africa, but this has been sensational. He hasn't been able to really show his expertise so far in the tournament, but on the biggest stage he has produced so far.
Close enough, is it? No, just heading down leg side, says Chris Gaffney. Yes, for Klaasen, it's his first 50 in this World Cup, his 5th overall. And let's not forget who took 2 vital catches early in the day. Really vital catches. Klaasen.
What a way to get your first 52. This was slipping down the leg side. You get your first 50 in a World Cup final. You strike it over 200. What else can you ask for?
Still Bumrah searching. The perfect Yorker, almost. Klaasen digs down on it. What a great contest. He will not give up, this guy.
I'll be counting down the deliveries from Bumrah in the dugout, Smithy. I'll know exactly how many he's got left. He's got that potential to bowl an unplayable delivery at any stage in any format. And that was what he was searching for with that last one, trying to sneak the Yorker under the bat of Klaasen.
Yes, he normally would have bowled a slower one by now, but he knows the power of Klaasen. If he doesn't get it right, will he still attempt it?
It's Bumrah. If you get Bumrah, I think you get India, and Klaasen is dealing with him at the moment. We're down to 26 from 25. How about this last over? Holly, you talk about it. It was your one.
Yeah, you always get the feeling after watching South Africa for so many years, and if Klaasen's involved, it kind of comes an over where he just has this unbelievable belief, and once he gets an early boundary away, he puts the foot down and tries to maximise, tries to make it the catalyst over.
1 ball to go in this Bumrah over. South Africa do what they had to do. They negotiate safely. It's 151 for 4. 4 overs to go.
In target. And Hardik is back in the attack after 1. So, knowing Klaasen, he'll fancy his chances.
He'll look over extra cover. There's a big gap over extra cover. Got to straighten it off. And a very square man on the boundary, and Jadeja, who's hardly been a factor in this game. Here's Hardik. Little touch, yes, the break has done it. The loss of momentum, nicking a wide one. Klaasen goes frustrated. India breathe again.
How often have we seen that? We said
asking rate because of that up a wee bit.
I think maybe Klaasen was taken a little bit by surprise with regards to how wide that delivery was, just kind of setting himself up for something nice and straight. No foot movement whatsoever. Just thought he could throw the hands at it and it just bounces. It's a cutter, so maybe just stands up a little bit more than he expects. A little edge through. And Rishad Pant, who was getting the treatment, gets the joy of taking the catch that breaks the partnership and gives India just that little bit of hope.
See the body language here suddenly. There's a spring in the stride. It's a big wicket out of Klaasen.
Nice timing. It's the single. The man I regard as the closer. Davey Miller is a closer. He has done it so often. What Klaasen did to the seamers today.
Widest one that he's got from the seamers today. The fullest. Just thought, okay, no real danger. Just let me throw my hands at it and he'll be disappointed. But a brilliant job he did. 52 of 27. Kind of really did any issues with regards to run rate required. And now it's just about South Africa trying to hold their nerve for 25 more runs.
Miller will hold his nerve. He's done it so often in the past. If India can get Miller, they're asking players to come out of the hut and win it under so much pressure. Want to get two to Kuldeep, who's in pretty quickly.
That's a big decision to make next over. Does India know if they break this partnership, they're nose ahead? Pressure will be immense. It will be, in fact, a lot to handle for the South African bowlers. Does he bring in, break the partnership with still 20 plus needed? I think won't be a bad idea.
Spare a thought for all those bowlers just left to come. They've managed to find a way so far in the tournament. Will they draw on those reserves? Can they scrap again?
This will be a World Cup record to win for South Africa. To chase this down will be the highest ever successful T20 World Cup run chase in the final. Required rate 7.26. Let's break it down, shall we, even further. Just 23 from 19 deliveries. Dots are gold, wickets even more valuable to India, particularly this one now. Can they get Miller? Single for Davey Miller, who will keep the strike, which means he keeps control.
With these 6 balls.
He's the best in the business. There is no doubt about that, Bumrah. And that's a cracking delivery. 22 from 17.
Every ball he bowls these days is like an event. I mean, he's so much on top of his game. And he's literally making the ball talk.
There's a right arm seamer, but he comes over the vertical, so he gets really close to the stumps when he goes around and almost creates the angle and has the ability to go away from the left-hander. But then don't forget, he can also get the in-swinging Yorker at any stage.
Dots are a knowledgeable crowd, those Indian fans. They know a dot is just so important to them at this point. It's 22 from 16 now. How many you want to leave at the end? That's the thing.
And it's going down all the way to the wire. You can see the tension in the crowd now. Fans from both sides, millions around the globe. They'll be biting their nails.
Single. Might not mind that, Jasprit Bumrah. Have a crack at Marco Jansen. See if the big man can get down on a really straight Yorker.
It's a long way down, and he's got that ability, that extra speed, just to be able to slide in a brilliant Yorker at any stage. Doesn't matter what the format is.
inside the circle on the offside, and patrolling the onside inside the circle was Rohit Sharma, who is working overtime mentally here, trying to devise a plan, devise some magic. Here's Bumrah. Oh, he's got him! He has done the job! He's broken through. The big man turns round and looks at the shattered stumps. He leaves the park in India. Oh, wow. On the money. He gives you nothing.
Nothing. Just such a good reader of situations, demands of the team. Someone has such variety, just when to dish out the right ball. And he's doing it time and time again in recent times.
One to go for Jasprit Bumrah. Just survive, they're saying. And he does. He was going to say he might have taken a chance there, but he's done the job. He has done the job. There's three inside the circle. Two of them are looking to keep Maharaj on strike. They're hunting in really, really close. Brilliant off the return there. And look, this is just starting to hit, because these guys like Maharaj and below are not supposed to come out and win World Cup finals with the bat. They're just not, and it's the squeeze is on.
Yeah, 100%. It's always the bowlers that kind of get caught at the back end, having to be a supportive role or having to get the job done. And I think the calm mind of Miller, he's going down after every delivery, he's chatting with Maharaj, he's trying to keep him as calm as possible. They play domestic cricket together as well, and he just needs to try and find them a little bit. He loves to open up the offside, so Arshdeep will be aware of that and trying to be nice and tight on that leg stump.
So Kohli's gone to mid-off. Sharma's at cover. Jadeja behind point. Now Kohli's going back to long off. Third man comes up inside the circle. Strategy. What's the strategy? Get it through to the keeper. That's not a bad one.
It's funny how the game changes so quickly. Just a while ago, the gap between the two teams was 25. Now suddenly, it's just 2. India at this stage, 155 for 4. South Africa, 157 for 6.
It's a difficult time for Maharaj. He just has to try and watch that ball as close to him possible and get bat on ball. Try and pick up a single, get Miller on strike. If there is a place where he can pick up a boundary and he gets the right delivery, then maybe try and make that play.
20 from 10. It's starting to get really tough for South Africa. Arshdeep again. Maharaj just gets it out to deep mid-wicket. Axara's there. It's just the one. Miller back on strike. He needs a boundary, and very quickly.
Yeah, I agree, Smithy. He would want a boundary just to calm the nerves, but I think the most important thing for him is to be on strike when the last over starts. The breeze will be helping him to hit to the leg side where he's so strong and has the ability to take it down the ground. But just to ease the pressure, ideally they would want a boundary here at some stage off the next 3.
The choice of delivery from Arshdeep Singh now becomes crucial. Does he think of the single delivery? He looks to bowl full, attempts the Yorker, head Miller away from the strike. Have another crack at Keshav Maharaj. As he opt for the slower delivery. I think you want to get Miller away from the strike, not give him that boundary or a 6 he's looking for.
He might be going to go full here, Ravi, because he's got mid-off and mid-on way, way back, as far as they can go. Square of the wicket, he's got a little bit of protection, but behind square, none at all, really.
Miller might be saying, if there's a particular delivery, I'm going to try and whack it away. Otherwise, try and keep it on the ground. He'll be backing himself if he recognises it.
Miller. He wants to. He needs to face this ball. He will be back successfully. 17 from 8. This is a champion at work, folks. An absolute champion at work. He just wanted to have a crack, and it only took him one to have a crack at Janssen. Snuck it through. on the money, giving you nothing. We always talk about the batsmen being under pressure, but how about the bowlers having to deliver in those circumstances? Yorker, beautifully placed. Single to Miller. It's getting tough for South Africa now.
It's got to be a free hit, this one, for Maharaj. He's got to go searching for the boundary. Miller needs to be on strike for the last 6. So the communication as they go down and have a chat with each other is, Keshav, look at an area where you think you can pick up a boundary. If you get it away, it takes all the pressure off me. But you've got to back yourself. We're not looking for a single off this delivery. So think of what he's going to deliver to you and where can you maybe pick up a boundary. He jumped across and tried to whip one to the mid-wicket earlier on in the over, and that might be his plan. Or is it a ram shot trying to get it over short 45?
I think that's a good option. Look to score behind the wicket. And covered the field in front.
Ashdeep, last ball. Perfectly placed Yorker. What an over that was, under pressure from a young man. Bumrah was brilliant. Ashdeep, just the same. 6. Here we go, folks. Wide. Miller gets it. And he gets plenty of it, does he? No! What a catch! Oh my God! I don't believe what I've just seen. Athleticism at its very, very best. This is quite an incredible moment, folks. You won't believe what you've just seen. It is just the best piece of skill I think I've ever seen in a game of cricket.
Under pressure, Surya Kumar Yadav calm as. This is magnificent. Presence of mind of the highest class. Miller won't believe what he sees on that giant
TV umpire to
screen.
director, we have an umpire review
They
for
go
a fair
upstairs.
catch. Bowler's feet checked, it's a fair delivery. Go to the best angle for the catch, please. Keep it rolling through, please. Keep it rolling through. That's good there. Did you have any other angle from just behind, please? Thank you. Yeah, foot's inside there. Foot's inside there. Foot's inside there. Going up. Keep it rolling, please. Keep it rolling. Yeah, foot's inside there. Keep it rolling. Thank you. Ready with my decision for the big screen.
Rabada, Gisa Rabada. Edge, down to the boundary for 4. 12 from 4 now. It's a busy pendulum.
It's raining, Smithy, too, just to add a little bit of drama to the situation. There's some rain coming across the ground. A fortunate outside edge. It takes it to 12 of 4 deliveries. Can Rabada work magic? The most unlikeliest source you would think compared to what's been at the crease so far. But South Africa will be hoping by all hopes.
Third man goes back. This over could take an eternity, but I don't care. It's great, isn't it? It's absolutely great. The drama of all this whole World Cup, as you say, Polly. 55 games of cricket, almost. And we've come to this kind of tension. Adik, Rabada, swing and a miss. They'll run it by, will they? Yes, they will. And we're down to 11 from 3.
Well, a game worthy of a final, this. There's absolutely no question about that. Pendulum swung from one side to the other. At one stage it looked as if South Africa had their nose in front. India bouncing back with the wicket of Klaasen. And then they chipped away. Some magnificent bowling. Hardik, Ashdeep Singh, Jasprit Bumrah. It's taken some quality stuff to claw your way back into this contest.
Polly, you won't need reminding. South Africa needed 26 from 4 overs with 6 wickets in hand.
Yeah, it was 151 after 16 overs. And unfortunately they lost their big hitters. But what can Keshav Maharaj do? You would think it would be into the wicket, slow deliveries, try and make him hoik it across to the leg side.
Another beautiful delivery this from Hardik Pandya, just at the right time. It's India now. They believe they don't have to do anything silly. 10 from 2, Aiden Markram would know they had their chances. The whole nation watching. Be a massive relief. 13 years since India picked up the last ICC trophy. That was a World Cup in India. Won a Champions Trophy, but a World Cup is a World Cup. 10 needed from 2. It just needs to make it 2 legal deliveries and make sure that the first one doesn't go away to the fence and everything is secure. They're taking their time. Rohit Sharma getting the field in the unbelievably correct position. They're not taking any chances. They want to make sure, even though it seems like they've got it covered now. Here he goes, 10 needed of 2. That's a wide, he'll have to bowl that again. 9 needed of 2.
It was situated that if 10 of 2 you couldn't get a super over. Now all of a sudden South Africa, if they can find the boundary twice, even if it's on the ground, they'll get 8 and they will be in for a super over in this final.
He's feeling it, Hardik Pandya. He's bent over at the top of his mark. Not sure that he's got a bit of a niggle, but he's starting to feel this mentally. I mean, that just wasn't a wide. That was a big wide, which means pressure.
Yes, he's staying. He wants to stay away from the onside. Stay away from Rabada swinging down the ground on the onside. Breezes in that direction. There are 3 fielders in the deep. Here goes Hardik Pandya. Swings in the air, this should be taken. It's Surya Kumar Yadav. India will feel they won this World Cup now. 9 needed of 1 ball. 1 legal delivery will seal it.
Single game, that's how good they've been.
Last ball. It's in the air, it's India who win the T20 World Cup after 17 years. The drought is over. An ICC tournament after 13. They all go to ground. They worked extremely hard for this. Have a look at the support staff there. It means so much. Unbeaten in this tournament. They've held their nerve when it mattered most. And under pressure.
And you feel that, I'm sure.
Yeah, the South Africans were immensely disappointed. Credit's got to go to India. They never gave up hope. We saw an unbelievable over from Hardik Pandya, but it was his wicket of Hendrik Klaasen earlier on in the piece that made sure they gave themselves a chance. They didn't stop believing, and in the back end they held their nerve. The South Africans, well, they'll be very disappointed. It was in their grasp. They had it done. They just needed the experience of the 2 batters at the crease to take them over the line. Unable to do so. It was a good campaign, but once again they fall short on the biggest stage.
And what a moment. You could see tears in his eyes. It means so much to him, Hardik Pandya. Under pressure, under serious pressure, get those 2 wickets. That of Miller and of Klaasen is something sensational. And time to celebrate. It's been a long time, but it's come. And it's come on the big stage in a World Cup final.
There's some great achievers in the game who are broken at the moment with emotion. Look at this man here. Look at this man here. He's taken a wander by himself just to reflect on what has happened. Such a special time for Rohit Sharma and his distinguished career. He can't quite grasp it at this point.
Yeah, he's looking upstairs. He's looking at the man upstairs and saying, what did you do after that night in Ahmedabad when India lost to Australia? He looks up again and he would be saying, thanks for giving me another chance. And the boys have responded. Kohli top scorer in the final. Vital innings. highest score of the tournament. But it's this man. Deserves all the accolades. He's captained magnificently right through this tournament, and even today. Getting the right bowlers at the right time when the chips were down. Showing faith in Hardik Pandya. Getting him on at a very important moment of play. Get wickets at crucial stages. Arshdeep Singh, he did a great job too.
And Sharma doing the right thing. He's motioning his troops to come and shake hands with South Africa, and they will line up. Two great sides. What a great month of cricket they have. Class in orbit there. Shamsi. South Africa with Markram leading them have their heroes as well. But this is a day that'll hurt for a while. That's the nature of big sport. It has just been the most amazing finish to an intriguing last month in the Caribbean. And what about the motion of the new coach, old coach?
But yeah, he deserves it. It's 3 months in 3 years in the job. His last day in the job, and they'll be appointing a new coach. Have a look at Jasprit Bumrah. Just picks up his wife off her feet. It's just that feeling when they go into the dressing room. This is what you play for. This is what creates memories. You can see tears in the eyes of some of the greatest players in the game. That's how much it means. It's a nation where cricket is like religion, and you've got to win every game you play. They've done that on the big stage, and they were tested. My word, they were tested by South Africa today. And the end of it all, it's India. Champions again in T20 cricket after 17 years. And you can see Hardik Pandya getting a hug from the coach, Rahul Dravid. Plenty of heroes today.
We're going to get downstairs, folks, and talk to some of these wonderful Indian superstars here. Get their feelings. We'll hear from the captains. We've got the presentation of the trophy as well. Kohli will just make his way up the steps. He's still crying, still full of emotion. They are, the longer it lasts, the more emotion it seems on these Indian faces. Two of the greats of the game. Two of the greats of the game. What a great shot that is. So much despair back in Ahmedabad has been replaced. It has been replaced here today. Truly wonderful side. And a wonderfully popular leader. He had a heck of a tournament with the bat. Kohli came through for him today. Let's get down to ground level, shall we? These are amazing scenes from upstairs, but let's hear from some of the players. I'm pretty sure we've been able, I can see NASA down there on the boundary with someone. Dinesh Karthik is down there. We've got roving reporters. Right. Let's get down to Dinesh Karthik first of all. All Indian players are heroes, and he'll be loving every minute of this. Here's Dinesh.
Siraj, you were there. In the last 5 overs, they needed 30 runs, and Bumrah was walking. What was the mood like in the dressing room?
I'm only believe on Jesse bhai because game changer player. He is only one guy, is Jasprit Bumrah. I thought this hour maybe is match changing hour, and what I'm thinking about is exactly same there. I'm like, it's unbelievable feeling right now, to be honest. I can't describe my feeling.
6 months ago, you played a final and you were part of the 11 and you ended up losing that game. How is the feeling right now that you won the World Cup?
Last year World Cup, I lost same like But now this match, I think is as a player, you also the last year World Cup you there. Though his feeling is unbelievable. Every professional cricketer is he wants World Cup final. But I'm to be grateful. I'm blessed. I'm enjoying this moment. To be honest, I'm lucky. Thank God, Almighty Allah.
Thanks, and on to you, Anas.
Hardik, you're proudly holding that Indian flag. Just sum up what this World Cup win means to you.
Means a lot. It's very emotional. We've been working very hard, but something was not clicking, and I think today was a day where we kind of fulfilled what the whole world, whole nation wanted. So many people supporting, and I think even it's more special for me how my 6 months have been. I've been very graceful of not speaking a word. Things have been very unfair, but I believe that if I keep working hard, there will be a time where I will be able to shine and do what I have always I've done. And I think that sums everything up. It was a dream to win, and especially getting an opportunity like this makes it even more special.
You believed in yourself. Did you believe in the team when they needed 30 from 30? Did you still have that real belief you could do it?
We always believed we can do it. It was just about we execute our plans, stay calm, and let the pressure come to them. And credit to Jassi and the fast bowlers, the way they bowled those last 5-4 overs, change everything. And yeah, it was about time to get it.
You're cool and calm and calculated. How were you in that last over?
I knew pressure's not gonna, if I'm not gonna be calm, it's not gonna help me. So for me, it was simple that I execute my plans and make sure that every ball which I bowl, I commit 100%. So yeah, I've been in this situation. Yes, I've not won it, but for me, I've always enjoyed pressure situation. All of a sudden, my run-up speed increased as well when the time came. So yeah, it's been wonderful. It's been very enjoyed.
Final question, you gave your coach Rahul Dravid a big hug. His last day as coach, he is someone that's backed you and the team throughout.
I'm very happy for him. He's been a wonderful man. Really enjoyed working with him. To give him a farewell like this, where this is how his so far coaching career ends. It's been wonderful. I've had a very good relationship with him. Kind of became friends, and very excited, very happy for him that the way they all are going, all the support staff, they've been very integral on last 3-4 years.
And a big kiss from your captain as well. Hardik Pandya, World Cup winner, well done.
Aksar, it's been a great few months for you, and you've been one of the players of this tournament so far. What does this mean to you?
It's meant everything for me. Like when I come to this World Cup, in last few years I've been getting injured, not getting that performance, but this time I'm just feeling that I have to do something for India, something good for India, and finally I did it. I'm feeling so proud.
The team has been part of so many finals, so what did you do when this happened today?
I'm trying to keep it simple. I'm not thinking about anything. I'm just thinking about this is another match for me, and I'm not thinking this is the final. So that's work for me. When I went for the batting, I think I'm not thinking about ahead that if I'm got out here, then what happens? I'm just play on the merit, and that's
what does this mean to Rahul Dravid and Rohit Sharma?
I think Rahul Dravid and Rohit Sharma. You can see for Rohit Sharma, he's an amazing man. I think he led Team India very good in this series and in this World Cup, I think. And Rahul bhai give everything to us that you can enjoy it. You can't take pressure. Just enjoy it and just do your best.
There are a couple of times you promoted up the order. Were you expecting it?
No, not today. I think I thought I'm going down the order, but when we got out 3 wickets early, then suddenly Rahul bhai told me that X, please pad up, and I think I didn't get to think about anything about my batting, so I think that worked for me.
Thanks a lot and well done, Akshar.
Cheers, thank you.
You see Jay Shah there. I think his new name will be Nostradamus Shah, because in the month of July he appointed Rohit Sharma as the captain, and he said on the 29th he will be lifting the World Cup. And and it's happened just that way.
Well, he will indeed. 169 for 8, South Africa. Hendricks went early. De Kock was outstanding. So was Klaassen, and so was Miller when it really mattered, and so was Stubbs for that matter. But at the point where they were going to win it, this side through Bumrah and Arshdeep in particular, and the fielding, came to the party when most needed. Brilliant display of pressure fielding from India as well. Suryakumar Yadav's catch on the boundary will live long in a lot of memories. 176 for 7, India. South Africa 169 for 8. India win the World Cup, the 2024 version, by 7 runs. Right, let's head downstairs to talk to player of the match, Harsha Bhogle.
And can you imagine, it has just started to rain here. Our player of the match, Mr. Khalid Zamil, Vice President Public Affairs Aramco, to none other than Virat Kohli. Let the emotion run, Virat. What does this mean to you?
Well, this was my last T20 World Cup, and this is exactly what we wanted to achieve. This is an amazing game. I was telling Rohit today when we went out to bat, I was like, one day you feel like you can't get a run, and then you come out and then things happen. God is great. I bow my head in gratitude. I'm just really grateful I was able to get the job done for the team on the day that it mattered the most.
It was a different Virat Kohli we saw today, the Virat Kohli we'd seen all these years. What prompted that change in you?
Well, just the occasion. It was now or never kind of a situation. I knew this is my last T20 game playing for India. It's the last World Cup that I was going to play. So I wanted to make the most of it. And this was our aim. We wanted to win an ICC tournament. We wanted to lift the cup. And as I said, it was the occasion that helped me to put my head down and just respect the situation rather than trying to force things out there and just really play the game that my team wanted me to play.
Have you just made an announcement, Virat, about T20 internationals?
Yes, I have. This was an open secret. It was not something that I was not going to announce even if we had lost. This was going to be my last T20 World Cup playing for India. It's time for the next generation to take over. 2-year cycle. There's some amazing players playing in India, and they're going to take the team forward in the 2020 format and do wonders as we've seen them do in the IPL. And I have no doubts that they'll keep the flag waving high and, really take this team further from here now.
In 2011, you said it's time to carry someone on the shoulders because he's carried India for so long. Time to carry you on the shoulders maybe for this.
No, I don't think so. I mean, look, it's been a long wait for us, just waiting to win an ICC tournament. And it's not just me alone. You look at someone like Rohit as well. He's played 9 T20 World Cups. This is my 6th. So he deserves it as much as anyone else in the squad. So we're just happy we were able to get the job done. And really, it's hard to explain, the emotions I felt after the game. I knew what kind of mindset I was in. I wasn't very confident in the last few games. I wasn't feeling really good out there. But when God has to bless you with something, He shows you in ways that you can't imagine. That's why I said I'm really grateful and humbled right now when I bow my head.
Well, and Virat, the world sees you as a very tough human being. It's revealing to see this side to you today.
It's been difficult, and hence the emotions of how the game went as well, where we came back from, the kind of character the guys showed. It's really difficult to hold things back. I think it's going to sink in a little later, and the emotions are going to come to the surface a little later more, but it's just an amazing day. I couldn't be more thankful.
If it is indeed the last one, you go with your head held high as you always do. Well done, Virat Kohli.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Harsha.
What a player. Our next award is the player of the tournament. The jury for this was Mr. Wasim Khan, ICC General Manager Cricket, and 3 of us in the commentary box. Mr. Ian Bishop, Cass Naidu and me. There was a vote from the fans as well, who voted via digital channels. And once again, Mr. Khalid Zamil, Vice President Public Affairs Aramco, will present the trophy to the incredible Jasprit Bumrah. I'm just pausing to let the sound come through, Jasprit. Did you think when you were a kid growing up in Ahmedabad that far away here in Barbados you'd be seeing these kind of emotions?
Not at all. Usually I'm the one who tries to keep my emotions in check and try to focus on the job. But today, I don't have a lot of words. The emotions are taking over. I usually don't cry after a game, but this feels really special. Midway stage we felt we were in trouble, but to pull off a win like this is an unreal feeling.
Is this the very best that you have bowled? Because I've seen cricket for a while. I've yet to see a white ball bowler bowl at this level consistently. What do you think of it?
I'm just really over the moon that my son is here, my family is here, and I could do something special for India. We've been working really hard towards this, and we've come close. We just fell short last time, but we were able to go through this time. There's no better feeling than that. We play the sport for this, for these days, for big stages. When you do well and you get your team through, there's no better feeling.
It's incredible that in a game that's normally dominated by batters, there's a bowler who's the player of the tournament. And right from the first game, you just looked like your rhythm was right, everything was right.
Yeah, it just felt good. I was trying to keep myself in a bubble because I was spending time with my family, not thinking too far ahead, staying where your feet are. All of these things are okay. Yes, we do say it, but when comes the big day, you have to do it even more. You have to do what you have been doing, not to try over because it's the final. So yeah, it just felt very good, and over the tournament, I felt very clear and calm.
Was there ever pressure on you, because you are the lead bowler? Was there ever pressure on you that your 4 overs are the key moments, and especially today when you came back for the 16th?
I don't look at it like that, because whenever I'm at my peak mindset, I think of one ball at a time and 1 over at a time. If I think of the overall picture too early, I give on to the pressure and I try too hard sometimes. So this was what was working for me today. Yes, obviously emotions can take over and was taking over, but you had to keep yourself in check. But now the job is done, the emotions can come out and you can scream and shout.
Can I just ask you one final question on when you took the ball for the 16th over? It was 30 of 5 overs, the game was slipping out. You're standing at the top of your mark. Surely there's a thought going on that we'd love to share from you.
Yeah, it was, when it was a runner ball, we did think that, what is happening. So when I came, I saw the ball was a little scuffed up and a little reverse of it. So I thought, what is the difficult shot for the batsman? How will he get beaten, or I will get a wicket? So I thought length ball was an option. The ball was reverse swinging. I was happy that I was able to keep my calm and I was able to execute.
Go and put that trophy in your cabinet. It'll take pride of place. Well done, Jasprit Bumrah. It's been an absolute honor watching you play cricket.
Thank you so much. Cheers. Thank you.
Sure has. Turning point of the match was this one here. It's Klaasen. It was after a break in play because of an injury to Rishabh Pant, and we wondered whether he might have lost his magnificent hitting momentum. He chased a wide one, looking to send it over the top of the offside. A faint touch through to Pant, and that was the turning point in the match because Klaasen had it in the palm of his hand. Break it down as we look when the acid really went on, Ravi Shastri. We look at that last period of play when questions were really asked.
Yes, it's that Klaasen wicket. For me, it is that Klaasen's wicket. The moment there was a break in play, you knew something could happen. And 4 wickets falling for 22 in 4 overs. And what a spin to the contest. And Hardik Pandya, Ashdeep Singh, Jasprit Bumrah, all playing their part. Don't forget Akshar Patel with the bat earlier and Virat Kohli. But a really good bowling performance under pressure. They showed character, those 3, in those final overs. It was a stern test, but they stood the test. And a very happy Indian unit there. You could see tears in the eyes of almost every player. And Jasprit Bumrah, man of the tournament, for a stunning performance all the way through. Virat Kohli saving his best for the final. Has changed his tactics, played his normal game, got in and held that Indian innings together to give them a score which was always going to be challenging.
A lot of those players have had some great highs in their careers individually, but you just see what happens when collectively, when a team gets together and pull something off like this, what it means to even the most experienced. Quite incredible scenes here in Barbados. India are the world champions. And this, them now adding their name, they started it under the guise of the great MS Dhoni, and now Rohit Sharma can stand tall on that table as well. Great players leading their sides to victory in the course of this event. So much great cricket in 17 short years. And the good news is, the next one's only 2 years away. Polly, help me out. We've hardly mentioned your guys. What are they feeling? What are you feeling?
No, they must be feeling absolutely gutted. There's absolutely no doubt. They basically would have thought that they had it in the palm of their hands, and it's not to be. Markham was superb. His captaincy was brilliant. A lot of their performances, they found a way. They found a way to get over the line, find a way into the final for the first time. But unfortunately, when it got down to those last 4 or 5 overs, they couldn't find a way to stay calm and get their team over the line. Credit goes to Rohit Sharma. He's had his own share of disappointments as captain over the last few years, but he's now a World Cup captain and won the trophy, the T20 format, and I think the South Africans will need lots of hugs to try and get them back on track.
Seldom seen emotion like this at the end of a game of cricket. I promise you, been around a while, it's just quite revealing. We shall be back here in Barbados very shortly, folks, because it's India's turn to stand on the dais, get their medals and get the trophy. And that will be in the hands of Ian Bishop very shortly. Just to summarise what it has been on show today, quite a fascinating game of cricket. 176 for 7. Rohit Sharma winning the toss and deciding to bat first. We thought it would be imposing, and then with 4 overs to go, we thought South Africa had it in the palm of their hands. They did, and they lost a couple of key wickets. India came to the party. They made bowling changes at the right time. They brought back Jasprit Bumrah, and Arshdeep did his part as well, under the most immense pressure you can imagine. And in the end, 169 for 8. It fell 7 runs short of India's total. Lots of heroes in this tournament. Over the last 55 games, we've seen some absolute magic. On pick and he's talking to his family. Virat Kohli, magic shots. He has announced that this will be his last game of international T20 cricket. Won't be for this bloke. We'll see a lot more of Ramanala Gurbaz from Afghanistan. He was the tournament's leading run scorer, and his partnership with Ibrahim was just something quite amazing for Afghanistan, which ensured their place in the semi-final. 281 runs was his return. Rohit Sharma with 257, Travis Head 255. Quinton de Kock would have liked another 20 or 30 on top of his 243, and yes, Ibrahim Zadran 231. That opening combination for Afghanistan was one of the highlights of this tournament. And what about leading wicket takers in this tournament? We don't need to go past Afghanistan again, because Fazil Haq Farooqi started the tournament with a Husna Roar. He had 9 wickets in his first 2 games, and he just carried on getting big wickets too. Key wickets of very, very good players. And he was one of the reasons also, with 17 wickets, why Afghanistan created their history. Arshdeep Singh had a terrific final when it really mattered today, but also he delivered. Also, he got key wickets at the top of the innings, dismissing very key players, and that wicket today of Quinton de Kock was probably one of the key moments in the game as well. So Farooqi 17, Arshdeep Singh 17, Jasprit Bumrah 15, Anrik Nortje, what a bowler he is, 15 wickets, and Rashid Khan, the skipper of Afghanistan, 14. Dallas with a few dark clouds over it, but there's no dark clouds on Indian cricket at the moment, as you well know. How about Nicholas Purim? No hundreds in this tournament. It was really a bowler's event to a large degree. They had most of the say, which meant it was only really an exceptional performance that got Nicholas Purim so close against Afghanistan with 98 as the highest score. Aaron Jones set the tournament alight, seems like ages ago, back in Dallas with all those sixes. He's a star in the making, right? Sharma with 92 against Australia. What an innings that was. Philip Salt, 87 not out. And Josh Butler, 83 not out. They were the leading scorers, but of note, not 100 in this tournament individually. Best individual bowling attack, already talked about him, Fazil Haq Farooqi.
Welcome to the final post-match presentation of the ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2024, hosted in the magnificent venues of the USA and the West Indies. It's been a great tournament. We've witnessed thrilling matches, outstanding performances, and unforgettable moments. Congratulations to both teams for an extraordinary journey, for captivating us with their skill and passion, and for making this T20 World Cup a spectacular event. On behalf of the International Cricket Council, I'd like to thank the host, Cricket West Indies, the sponsors, the international media and broadcasters, the players, and finally you, the fans, for making this event a special one. Let me introduce the presentation party that stands with us today. Mr. Greg Barclay, the ICC Chair, Dr. Kishore Shallow, Cricket West Indies President and ICC Director, Mr. Jay Shah, BCCI Honorary General Secretary and ICC Director, and Lawson Naidu, Cricket South Africa Chair and ICC Director. To commence our final post-match presentation, we are honored to welcome one of Barbados and West Indies' finest modern players, former T20 World Cup champion Carlos Brathwaite, to place the ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2024 trophy on the presentation podium. No one will forget what Carlos did back in 2016 in ushering the West Indies to a second title. Thank you very much, Carlos. Yeah, it's been a wonderful occasion, and now we get down to the individual awards and presentations. And firstly, I'd like to invite the match officials to collect their medals from Dr. Kishore Shallow, the Cricket West Indies president, led by the match referee, Richie Richardson. Also, Richie Richardson will come forward, and he will lead the on-field umpires, Chris Gaffney and Richard Illingworth, who will also be accompanied by the television umpire for today, Richard Kettleborough, and the fourth umpire, Rod Tucker. Thank you very much to the officials without whom this would not have been possible. And we move on now to present the runners-up who have played with immense skill and determination throughout the tournament and only did not cross the line today on the big stage. Congratulations to South Africa. You have been fabulous. I'd now like to invite the South African team to come up to collect their runners-up medals from Lawson Naidu, Chair Cricket South Africa. Now we can get the players to come forward. Othniel Bartman, Gerald Kutsia, Quinton de Kock. Beyond 14, Reza Hendricks, Marco Janssen, Heinrich Klaassen, Keshav Maharaj, David Miller, the impressive fast bowler Anrik Nortje and his colleague Kahiso Rabada, Ryan Rickleton, Tabré Shamsi, Tristan Stubbs, and last but not by any means least, South Africa's captain, impressive captain who's led so magnificently throughout this tournament, Aiden Markram. Great appreciation for South Africa and the way they've acquitted themselves in this tournament. We will surely see a lot more of South Africa in the knockout and final stages in years to come. And now if Aiden Markram can make his way over toward us, in commiserations, I think the appreciation from the crowd present here and those viewing, the global audience, have shown their great love for what you've provided. As you look at today's game and the outcome, generally, how do you feel?
Yeah, obviously gutted for the time being. I think it'll take some time for us to have a really good reflection on a really good campaign that we've had. Obviously for the time being though, like I mentioned, it hurts quite a bit, but having said that, still incredibly proud of this group of players and everyone that's involved in this team.
The bowling effort today by your unit, how many marks do you give to them for the way they carried it out?
Yeah, I thought they bowled well. Don't think there was a hell of a lot to work with with regards to the pitch, so thought they did well to restrict them to what we thought was a chaseable total. Thought we batted really well as well and came down to the wire. Really good game of cricket. So on all fronts, really chuffed with the guys today. Like I mentioned, not great to get over the line, but incredibly proud of this group of people that we've got going here in our white ball squad.
Was there a time in the run chase, did it seesaw with you the way that you chased the total? What was a crucial point for you?
Yeah, it did. And you know, we've seen with a lot of our games this campaign that it's not really over until the last ball is bowled. So we never got comfortable. There's always that element of scoreboard pressure, and especially at the back end, things happen quite quickly and can change quite quickly as well. But having said that, we got into a great position, which proves that we were worthy finalists. Could have won the game today, unfortunately didn't, but still, like I mentioned, incredibly proud of the group.
Yeah, a lot of close calls. I was reading a quote from one of your journalists back home, and it surrounds a lot of South African sport. They don't know what we know as South Africans. How does that set you up for the future?
Yeah, hopefully really in a really good way. I think one thing that's guaranteed about a South African, wherever they are in the world, is they're a really competitive person, a really respectful person, and a person that will go down with the fight. So that's one thing that we as a group sort of pride ourselves on. Hopefully moving forward we can draw a lot from those few things and can keep putting the skill side of the sport to good use. But it's still a proud moment for us.
Congratulations on getting to the final, and there is no doubt, Aiden, that your time will come in future. Thank you very much for the entertainment.
Thank you, Bish. Thanks.
Aiden Markram, South Africa's captain and a worthy finalist of this 2024 T20 World Cup. And now let's celebrate the champions. May I invite the victorious India cricket team to come up and receive their champions medals from Jay Shah, the BCCI Honorary Secretary General and ICC Director. They will be led by Jasprit Bumrah, Yuzvendra Chahal, Shivam Dubey, Ravindra Jadeja, Yashasvi Jaiswal, the impressive and great Virat Kohli, Hardik Pandya, Rishabh Pant, Aksa Patel, Sanju Samson, Ashdeep Singh, who was bowled splendidly all tournament, Mohammad Siraj, Kuldeep Yadav, Surya Kumar Yadav, and they're bringing up the back end there is their captain, their leader, Rohit Sharma. Great performance throughout the tournament. India unbeaten. And one would have to say the way that they've marched through, by some distance, a well-balanced, the most well-balanced, finely groomed and well-led team. The only team to go undefeated in winning a T20 World Cup in the history of the tournament. Round of applause one more time for Rohit Sharma and his men. And now Rohit would make his way Rohit, congratulations, if I may just press you back just a little bit so they get a good shot of you and none of me. How do you sum up this moment, given all the planning, given all, I suppose, the times that you didn't quite cross the line as you would have wanted to? Sum up this for the nation and for the global society.
Very hard to sum up what we've been through for the last 3 or 4 years, to be honest. We worked really hard as individuals and as a team. A lot has gone behind the scenes for us to be here today and winning this game. It's not what we did today, it's what we've been doing for the last 3-4 years. That's the result that has come for us today. We played a lot of high pressure game in the past as well, and we've been on the wrong side of it as well. So guys do understand, when the pressure is on, what needs to be done. And today was the perfect example of when the back is against the wall, what is required. We stuck together as a team, all of us, even though, at one point it was looking South Africa's way, but I thought, overall as a team, as a group on the field, we wanted this really bad. We wanted to win this, but I know to win a tournament like this, a lot goes behind the scenes, a lot of efforts, a lot of mind needs to come together. And I'm very, very proud of the bunch of boys that I have and the management as well, for giving us that liberty to go and play and execute, and having that trust in each one of us, and that has to start from the management, coach, captain, and then the players go out there and do it. Throughout the tournament, I think we were fantastic.
Let's talk about a few individual players and not isolating anyone else, but Virat's form wasn't the greatest coming into this final. What's your appreciation of what he did today with the bat?
Look, I was, not me, but nobody was in doubt about that form of Virat's. We know the quality that he has. He's been on top of his game for the last 15 years. Come the occasion, we know big players will stand up. Virat was obviously holding that one end, which was very, very crucial for us. And the others played around him. And for us to get to that total was a team effort as well. We wanted somebody to bat as long as possible. These are not the wicket where you can just come and bat freely and keep the scoreboard ticking straight away. So we do understand that. and we wanted somebody to bat as long as possible. Virat did that perfectly. That is where experience, all the years that he has played comes into the picture, and the other guys around played really well. Aksar's knock of 47 was, I think, very, very crucial as well.
Let's jump on to the bowling now, and you've got many heroes across the tournament. Aksar himself with the ball, Kuldeep, Ashdeep, but this guy Jasprit Bumrah, how do we put into words what he keeps doing?
I can understand you guys trying to put it out in the words, but I've been someone who's seen him for so many years playing alongside me. Even I don't know what exactly is with him, and what I know exactly what he brings to the table, but how he does that, it is just masterclass, to be honest. And he backs his skills, which is more than enough. And he's a very confident lad. Whatever he wants to do, he executes that to perfection, which is a very rare sight. I know.
Hardik is telling you that he wants to celebrate here now.
Yeah, no, I mean, Jasprit Bumrah, to put it in one word, he's a class act.
And Hardik bowling that.
Hardik was brilliant as well, bowling that over. No matter how many runs is required to bowl that last over, nerves and all of that, I'm very proud of the boys.
A word to the fans who've turned up here finally, who've supported you at home and abroad.
Yeah, no, absolutely fantastic. All the way through New York to Barbados, I just want to salute them, to come and support us the way they have. And also back home, millions of people are sitting there watching it. It's a late night in India. I'm pretty sure they will be up tonight to watch this. It is for them. They've been waiting for a long time, like we have. So yeah, I mean, very proud of what we have achieved today.
Rohit, congratulations. Thank you very much for all the entertainment you've provided around this tournament. Once again, I'll allow you to go and to join your teammates to receive the trophy from Mr. Greg Barclay, the ICC chair, and Mr. Jay Shah, ICC director. Congratulations to India, led by Rohit Sharma, ICC Men's T20 Cricket World Cup champions 2024.
Such joyous scenes for the Indian team, but as Rohit Sharma mentioned, millions upon millions sitting around the world at various hours of the day and night. They won't be sleeping, they will be celebrating for a long time. Last time for such a great man in Rahul Dravid. Look at that for emotion, look at that. These are firsts for most cricket fans to see this kind of emotion. It has meant so much. And now they will make their way across to the champion sign and stand behind that and get photos from the cricket media of the world. Those that have made their way all the way from India, or those that have followed this team from New York, where they were based early on in the piece, and where they've got to now here at Kensington Oval, they'll be mighty satisfied. So many talented players that never really got a go in this squad. Benefit too of such a great IPL competition, which is the breeding ground for these stars, these superstars of Indian and world cricket. big news is that India are champions here in Barbados. There was also some news earlier in the day concerning Virat Kohli. We didn't realise that he was playing his last match for India in T20 cricket. He announced that to Harsha Bhogle straight afterwards, and his innings, at times we thought, was he going quick enough? Was he pacing himself? How many did he feel India needed? He knew, and he was player of the match. Struggled for form just a tad going into this, but come up the hour, he arrived. So that's the memory of Virat Kohli, but there is another memory that will live long with us as well, cricket fans, to one of the great catches. And the reason why it's one of the great catches is on the stage it happened. There's the man that took it. Duriyama Yadav, one of the great catches. Davy Miller down the ground. This was to almost win South Africa the match. Remember, they missed out on a super over by 7 runs. That was destined for 6 until that happened. Under the most immense pressure you can imagine. So much could have gone wrong there. So much went right. Lap of the ground, which always follows, and those Indian fans that have stayed and they're ringing the boundary will get pretty close to their heroes. Up close and personal. Great shots of great players, and deep in their dressing room some of the South Africans will still continue to reflect on what might have been for them. Still, that trophy eludes them. Still, this squad, and there's some very talented players, will carry on and form the next squad, and they go about trying to finally get it done. And they'll be ruining an opportunity that went begging. Rishabh Pant. What a moment that was in the match when he went down injured, and it took about 2 to 3 minutes for them to put a knee bandage on, and the very next ball, Klaasen, who'd been hitting it everywhere out of the park, lost his hitting momentum. And that was a turning point, a true turning point in the match, because Klaasen was just 4 or 5 blows away from winning it in such a short space of time. The world's seen some great bowlers over the years in this great game. But this fellow here, Jasprit Bumrah, with his unusual action and his control and his ability to handle pressure with great accuracy, Jasprit Bumrah goes down. There's a universe boss enjoying the occasion. Chris Gale from the West Indies. They do a good party in Barbados, apparently. I think they'll be having one tonight somewhere. Kuldeep Yadav, what a great skill he possesses. Hardik Pandya. Christmas Day will come as well, there's no doubt about that. In this form of the game, it's already arrived in others. Bumrah will get a lot of the headlines, but Arshdeep Singh, what a tournament. What a tournament for Arshdeep Singh as well. Usually such a cool, calm customer, Rahul Dravid, the rock. And finally, we see some real emotion from a man saying goodbye to this Indian side as their coach. What a way to step out. So much planning involved. Ravinder Jadeja there in the foreground. Virat Kohli with the Indian flag proudly around his back. This is going to be some celebration which is going to stretch all around the world. And when they get back to their homeland, imagine what will be happening back there. What they've been planning for, what they've been dreaming of, and what now has come to fruition for them. Very popular bunch of cricketers. Their contribution to the game is now rewarded with the ultimate prize. So back on the 1st of June, it started officially 55 games of cricket in various conditions, some of them trying throughout the United States, and of course out here through the Caribbean, down to Guyana. And India have created history by not only winning, but being the only undefeated team throughout the course of the T20 tournament. There is no doubt, absolutely no doubt in the world, that they deserve to be holding that trophy. And Rohit Sharma, the proudest man in cricket as we speak. On behalf of all the crews that have brought this cricket tournament to you from around the world of cricket here in the USA and the West Indies, we say thank you for watching. We hope you've enjoyed the last month. We have. We've enjoyed bringing it to you. And here we are in Barbados saying to India, you are the deserved world champions this time around. Goodbye.
It's a privilege to be hosting the World Cup. It's going to be the whole world watching.
I'm pumped and excited. It will be the last time. For West Indies.
The hero of American cricket. Are you not entertained, America? David Visa is the hero in the Super Over.
We're going to have a Super Over. The stars and stripes are flying high and proudly in Dallas, Texas.
I really think we're coming together as a group. Guys are stepping up in the right moments.
Markram takes a catch.
India against Pakistan in New York, the epitome of a blockbuster.
4 overs without conceding a run for Lockie Ferguson.
It's the champagne revolution. Nicholas Pooran is letting loose.
Fabulous night for the hosts, the West Indies.
Thank you for watching all my sixes.
This is somersault from Phil. Back-to-back hat-tricks, Pat Cummins. And South Africa continue their unbeaten run in this tournament.
There is only one happiness in my son, it's cricket.
One of the great nights of Afghanistan cricket.
Right in the history.
When you find some good momentum, that really breeds a lot of confidence.
Serious hitting from the England captain.
The two-time champions have fallen short.
It's nerve-breaking. I'm glad I didn't bet.
It is one giant sweet spot, that cricket bat. India marched into the semi-finals. From Kabul to Kandahar, they'll all be celebrating.
Come to the party, enjoy, and have some Afghan dance.
South Africa and crunch games, do you think it's going to be different this time?
South Africa all over Afghanistan.
We've given you crunch games.
Perfect by the Proteas.
I think we've answered those questions.
South Africa have conquered the semi-final mountain.
You have to find your own method, own style, and own way to find success.
Rohit Sharma gets in on the act, 50 for the captain.
Brilliant from Bumrah.
Akshar Patel making his presence felt.
India march into the finals.
We've grown quite a bit as a squad, bumped our heads along the way. Those sort of shape into becoming a team that you really start believing that you have what it takes.
This is really good from the South Africans.
Everyone knows exactly what is expected and what needs to be done to win tournaments.
It's 6 for Kohli.
Virat Kohli played a wonderful knock.
Jasprit Bumrah on the big day he's produced.
Terrific from Heinrich Klaassen.
South Africa on a rampage here.
India are seriously back in this. What a catch! Can't believe what I've just seen!
The drought is over. India win the T20 World Cup.